Ahoy, landlubbers. It's me, your Captain Vasco speaking, and welcome back to more Blackwell. Welcome, Blackwell. Weird time to welcome you to Blackwell, considering that this stream will be the start of the last game in the series. I don't actually know if this game is like a decisive end to the series, or if it's just the last one that was made. Or maybe it was ended in a way that could be decisive, but isn't necessarily permanent. I genuinely don't know. I did double check this one. This game was released in 2014, this being the Blackwell Epiphany, which when you load it up calls itself Blackwell Epiphany, but in other places is called the Blackwell Epiphany. I don't think this bothers other people. It bothers me a small amount. Not an extremely small amount, but like a small amount. I don't know anything in particular about the story. This won't surprise you. Most of the series has been blind in the sense of I haven't played through the games already, so like I don't know anything that you don't know, other than things I occasionally learn from the trying to get the game set up for stream, which is like 60 seconds of gameplay to test audio or something like that. This series more so than others, I've been trying to do the audio balance live because it's really difficult to do. Because many of the games haven't had sliders. This game does have sliders, and it maintains the speed slider. There's something else we're going to have to talk about. But before we do that, let's do a quick recap of what the Blackwell series is. We're now through 4 out of 5 games. The Blackwell Legacy sees our main protagonist, arguably, of the series, Rosa Blackwell, in the wake of the loss of her aunt, who had been committed to like a mental hospital, and shortly following her aunt's passing, she inherits the Blackwell legacy, which is an annoying 1920s ghost named Joey Malone. I think his last name is Malone. And he's a wisecracking misogynist ghost who can't be more than like 30 feet away from his designated Blackwell spirit medium family member at any time. That's really the main crux of the first one, just sort of introducing the family relation in the background and the powers and things like that. The second one, Blackwell Unbound, hops back in time, sees Rosa's aunt sort of firsthand doing some spirit medium work and helping some spirits pass on, but also encountering sort of an evil spirit medium whose connection to the spirit world was disrupted, causing her to murder people instead of allowing ghosts to pass like safely into the great beyond or whatever. The third one is the Blackwell Convergence, I think is third. Yeah, Blackwell Convergence is third. That game sees a crossover of the 2 previous games in the sense that you once again take control of Rosa Blackwell in present day, roughly sometime in the mid-aughts, and you encounter the ghost of the Countess, the sort of evil spirit medium who does pass away between the events of the 2 games, and you have to find a way to stop her from killing people as a ghost, because she figured out how to do that. And then, ideally, send her on to the great beyond herself so she is no longer tempted to do more ghost murders. Last night, we completed the Blackwell Deception, which introduces another supernatural element. There's a cult of people who claim to be related to like a network of psychics, but ultimately it seems like a bunch of sort of dime store psychic charlatans who are connected to one incredibly powerful, weird, like empath sort of emotional vampire character named Gavin, who also has sort of mind control. He's very sort of like classic vampire in a lot of trope ways, except that his powers are like a little along the lines of just like emotional manipulation. He's a weird guy. He has like spaghetti lightning death powers. You have to overcome his influence and persuade the ghost of like one of his allies to ultimately overpower him, drag him kicking and screaming into the great beyond, and then he just sort of gets devoured by an angry light, which is a little interesting because the very first game in the series does establish canonically that the devil exists, and yet he didn't seem to be directly responsible for this because it didn't follow the same path of the person who was stalked by the devil originally. I am going to be very curious to see if the devil shows up again in Blackwell Epiphany, among other things. I mean, I am very curious to see if this has some sort of hard ending or even soft ending to it. One thing I will say is, when I was sort of deconstructing feelings at the end of the last game, of which I had many, late last night, when we completed that stream, one of the things I sort of complained about is this notion that, we had been through 4 entire games, and like the very end of the 4th one seems like it finally sees our heroes, Rosa and Joey, committed to like doing spirit medium work. And I'm like, I feel like that should have happened in game 1 or maybe game 2. But for some reason, we spend like almost 4 entire games just sort of griping about the fact that like there isn't actually any particular reason for us to be doing spirit medium work and complaining that it sucks and everyone always hates us because no one wants to realize that they're dead and move on to the afterlife. Like, some of the ghosts that we help are sort of like, oh, thank you. Now, like, I find peace in the light. Let me go into the light. And like a bunch of them are like, crap, I'm mad about this. And like sort of begrudgingly go on to whatever the great beyond is. And like, because they introduced the devil early on, like it's really unclear to me whether like a bunch of these people are being punished or what. Like I really just like don't have a clear sense of like exactly what it means to be like ushered to the beyond. Among other things, like this game's series mythology is a little wishy-washy for me, which is maybe overstating it a little bit, but just sort of like, I feel like after playing 4 installments of most fictional games or like watching multiple like episodes of a TV series or something, like I start to get a sense of rules and tone and stuff that just hasn't been consistent throughout these Blackwell games. Now, I know I've been kind of critical of them throughout, and I do think that, most of the things I've griped about at least have some sort of legitimacy to them. I know I have a tendency to overreact and be negative about things. It's a lifelong struggle for me. But, like, genuinely, I think a lot of my complaints come from an obsessive familiarity with point-and-click graphic adventure games and the genre, and I feel like because I know the genre so well, there's things that are a little bit gripey and nitpicky that bother me probably more than they do other people, but like there's various things of just like the controls for a point-and-click game are a little muddy. There's like weird things where like the game sort of wants to supplant its dialogue tree with this notebook that doesn't feel like it's a fully realized game mechanic even after like 4 entire games. And this coupled with the fact that the story isn't always strong and the characters overall, I think, tend to be kind of weak. The series doesn't hit as hard for me as I'd like, particularly given that historically I've heard really good things about it. That's not to say that I think these games are terrible, other than perhaps Blackwell Unbound, and even that I think is probably overstating it. It's just that I definitely think that's the worst one in the series for a variety of reasons. But like, there's definitely some recurring weakness to the way that some of the puzzles are structured. I was thinking about one that gave me a lot of trouble last night, where at a certain point in the 4th game, you find out that like the boyfriend of a girl who died is like hanging out at the club where she died, like a dance club, and you like break into her email and he leaves some like weird message being like, I know you're dead, but I always go to the club we went to. And it's like, I don't know who you're writing that to other than like the player of the game. It's very confusing diegetically why that would happen. But like, I didn't sort of recognize that as a cue that I needed to find him, because I don't think that the story sets up an actual reason why you would want to find him. He's added as a puzzle element, I think sort of like working back from the ultimate solution they wanted, it's part of a greater mission to like ingratiate yourself to that the ghost of that girl who died, and like you managed to get like 2/3 of the way through that by just consulting like information you got in her other emails to like make her think that you have so much in common. It's actually kind of creepy. Let's not dwell on that. But like for some reason, like there's just like one like last like conversation thread that you like can't navigate the same way. But there's nothing in the game that suggests that like he is a good resource to like figure that out. I understand how you could draw that conclusion, but like as someone who just found themselves stuck after seemingly following the logic to the point I needed to, there just wasn't like a clear reason to look for him. I think if the game had presented me a reason to look for him, I think it would have occurred to me that like, yes, the game had given me a clue that I could find him in the club. But like previously going around the club, it had given me an indication I shouldn't talk to anyone there, and I didn't have any reason to look for that guy specifically. So like it just didn't seem like it made sense to do that. And there've been a number of puzzles with that sort of like backwards thinking where like, yeah, once you know the full picture, you understand why that's a step on the road, but like it doesn't make sense thinking forwards from the thing that's supposed to lead you there. It's just like a weirdly large jump. And another one of the big recurring issues we found that I touched on a little bit last night is, this is kind of two issues, but like the new location ping pong, where like these games have this tendency to make it really difficult to find the next location. Not necessarily like unduly difficult, but like it often requires more steps than it seems like is logical just to find the next place to go. And then when you get there, it's often the case that you can't do anything at all right away. So you struggle like mightily to get to the place, and then you make none progress by getting there. And the way that you're meant to progress is like go back to the last place you were, find out a small amount of information, then use that to find a small amount of information, and just like back and forth between like typically just two locations. And it's like this could have been an email. Like this didn't need to play out this way. It to me, even though it's happened a few times, it's never once been compelling. In its own right, it doesn't sound very interesting to me. Knowing the maze can make you blind to how to solve it. Yeah, that's definitely a way of putting it. It definitely feels like something to the effect of like these games likely weren't play tested very heavily. Like they're very small scale indie games from like relatively early. At least the series started in a point where like indie games weren't extremely well established or like prolific. So, you know, I don't know that there was necessarily like an infrastructure in place to test these games. And so like as someone who like saw the big picture of like putting together the puzzle, it makes sense in hindsight that it works a certain way. But like when you don't have someone who like doesn't know the thing you're already thinking play through it, you're like, what? Like why is this the thing I would do next? But that's my recap. And give me a second. Click over to this. Resume. Now I don't want to alarm you, but you've been banished from the game screen. Now, the previous installments in this series have all used a 4:3 aspect ratio, which is to say square and leave some extra space on the screen. And so just to make things clean, I was like, you know what? I actually have something that kind of fits in that space. It's chat. I don't normally like putting chat on screen necessarily. I kind of just prefer a cleaner look. I haven't really talked to the regulars about how they feel about that one way or the other. But for some reason, this game is in a new aspect ratio that isn't 16:9. Because when I expand it, it doesn't fill the 16:9 space. You can still see some of the Vasco logo flow over. Is it the last in the series? Yes, that is correct. We played through 4 out of 5. I have no idea if this game has a firm ending to it or a soft ending, or if it suggests that it could go on in perpetuity. Like, for example, this game could end with us sending Joey to the afterlife, and thus, presumably, there could never be another Blackwell game. Or, you know, we find more information about this cult and, like, deconstruct another cell in the structure, but, like, learn that it's bigger than we thought it was, and it could go on forever. It can really go any which way. All I know is it's the last Blackwell game. Let's play. Also, hi, Alcadius, aloha. I know you had an early start to your day. I hope you are less exhausted than I think everyone else in chat. Also, I saw you come in too, Ice Bunny. Sorry I didn't greet you. I was on a roll of self-indulgence.
Your teeth are chattering.
No, they're not. It's him. Detective Durkin, I'm here. Are you on your way?
Yeah, sorry about that. I've got a lot of paperwork piled up. I won't be able to make it.
What? I've been waiting here a half hour.
You there? Good. Take a look around and let me know if you find anything.
Take a look around? For what?
You know the deal. I can't tell you.
See if you can find a boat.
Yeah, I know.
We'll pay you the usual rate. Talk to you soon.
He stood you up again?
Yep.
Well, he's paying us to check out this dump, so let's get started.
Audio files seem a little cleaner. That's nice. So this is as far as I have seen, was just that. And I'm already a little mad, if I can be honest with you. Because I actually feel like it's a pretty significant leap between the end of the last game, where we established some vague relationship with Detective Durkin, and here, where we've sort of established that there's been like an ongoing amount of under the table work for us. Like, we didn't even really establish any useful results to him. Like, we established that we, quote, get around by managing to connect disparate cases. But in the end, all that happened is that, like, 2 people turned up dead in a house that we implied that we had been to. If anything, we look guilty of crimes. 'Cause we sort of, like, implicate ourselves in the business of 3 different people who die in a short period of time after we make our presence known to the police. We don't do anything that makes his life easier or demonstrates that we can help him solve a case. So I don't know what it is that's supposed to have happened between the end of Deception and the start of Epiphany that has us working freelance with the police. For one, our partner isn't a talking rabbity thing, and we are not a well-dressed detective dog. That's what I think of when I think of freelance police. Alright, we're in the tutorial. I have coffee. Neko, are you pleased we have coffee?
My 5th cup of coffee this evening, burning hot. The dead
No.
don't sleep, and neither can I.
Now, I know I said the audio files sound cleaner. There was an inexplicable amount of echo to that, which is a thing that's occasionally happened before. Finally, the promised coffee. Yeah, so like this is the fan service. Everyone wanted coffee after the last game. To be fair, you'd guess Max would be in jail by now for numerous crimes. No, he's presidential immunity. Haven't you heard? That's how that works. It's upsetting. Bolfix, got it. I will try to remember your guess to display it later, assuming you will ever watch this back, Neko. Been too lazy to go out and get beans. You crazy? You were drinking those beans. Alright, what's Joey working with? Well, the tie graphic is different. The wind is not.
I'm not just gonna blow on everything I see.
That's such a downgrade from the last game, I gotta tell you.
I'm not just gonna...
Boy, that's a bummer.
I just can't come to grips with it.
Alright, some trash?
It's just full of old trash. Nothing useful.
See, some character growth. In the last game, she insisted that she wouldn't rummage through random trash. Now I got her rummaging through random trash.
Just an old trash bag. Looks like it's been there for a while.
Now, I don't like the fact that I felt like her portrait was looking directly at me when she said just an old trash bag, but maybe I'm being paranoid.
That's way too heavy to lift. Not to mention illegal. It's a fire hydrant. Probably frozen solid.
Were you gonna eat it? That's a weird observation.
No parking from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Oh, we're traffic cops now. Can you imagine if, like... That would actually be really funny. Like... So, like, naturally, a lot of, like, ghost detective sort of stories deal with murders because, like, you know, people who have died can communicate with the dead or whatever, and then you can solve the case that way. But, like, can you imagine, like, Spirit Medium, like, jumping around between departments, like, in L.A. Noire? And it's like, yeah, arson ghost cop and like traffic ghost cop. It's like, I'm not sure we're allocating these resources appropriately. Oh, Horatio Street.
Totally deserted.
We can't leave yet. Not until we've investigated first.
We weren't told what to invest. This is, okay, the last game did this too. Like, much of the last game focuses on Jeremy's case after he dies. And he just, like, spends almost as much of the game as he is present for not telling you any of the details of the case he wants you to solve. And now this game kind of starts the same way, where you just show up a place and you don't have any frame of reference for what's going on. I feel like the last two games did a much better job of this, where you start, like, in media res with a fairly straightforward case of, like, a wayward spirit that you help move on. And it gives you, like, basic introduction to both the controls of the game and also, like, what's, like, going on. But, like, what am I doing?
The door isn't in terribly good shape, but it's solid enough to keep me out.
Okay, I'll send him inside, I guess. Oh, does tab not work anymore? Oh, it just didn't work.
All right, I'm going in. Try and stay warm.
I'll do my best.
You know what their relationship kind of reminds me of, actually?
Not yet. Let me look around a bit. I'll get back to you.
You know how in, like, a lot of sitcoms, like, a situation will come up where, like, two characters decide they're gonna play, like, good cop and bad cop, but both of them want to be bad cop. They both want to be, like, that tough guy who says the cool thing. I kind of feel like that's what these two are. Like, neither one of them is actually the bad cop, but, like, they both just want to be, like, the snarkiest, most irreverent one. And, like, it makes for kind of, like a shallow sort of dynamic. Getting way too hot here, but stay if you wanna. I left the key. Check the stairs. Left the key on the stairs? Oh, look, there's a little... I think it's implied that this is a rat. Well, it moved before.
Even dead, I wouldn't want to risk putting my hand in there. Full of food wrappers and old needles, not much else.
Oh, this is an elevator. I thought it was going to be another closet that was, like, filled to the brim with boxes.
Seen one dilapidated elevator shaft, seen them all. If it's all the same, I'll use the door.
It says she used to lick frozen poles as a child to see whether they'd really work, and frankly felt lied to. Never became stuck to a single frozen pole. Is that the outcome you wanted? Like, would that have been
I'm
good?
no electrician, but it looks like a fuse box.
It's a little open to the elements here. Ooh, a chunk of concrete.
Jesus, what's holding this dump together? Rubber cement? Looks like a box of old electrical junk.
Oh, hang on.
Hello? Hey, get back here!
People revolt, reclaim, retaliate, rebuke, reject. Ooh, a bunch of junk.
Junk fell here when the floor above collapsed.
Which door did I come from? This one, right? Are the keys I seek over here?
An empty bottle. Looks like it used to be full of cheap booze. Whoever used this thing probably didn't care much for privacy.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it didn't used to look like that in here, but maybe I'm giving this world too much credit.
This side of the newspaper just shows a bunch of ads.
What type of ads? Are there any coupons for cherry turnovers? I promise that's hilarious if you've been watching all of these
View's
videos.
pretty nice, but it's a shame about the rest of the place.
Really not sure what's going on in this case so far. Guess I'll go talk to the ghost.
I can't make it any further.
Really?
Too far from red.
I mean, in a way that's fair. In another way, you've given me very little to work with. So, I feel like I don't know. I feel like we're backsliding into like early Blackwell games where like this isn't like a compelling puzzle. Like that note wasn't even super helpful. Like check the stairs for a key. Well, I don't see it even though I'm like looking for it here. And even if I did, how would I get it outside so that someone could come in?
Does it want a hug?
I mean, can I blow it?
I'm not.
It goes
God,
back.
it's so much worse than the one from last game. Stay if you wanna. I left the key. Check the stairs. What about the stairs? That's not a very good clue.
I couldn't even be. Bunch of junk.
Like, is it clear to anyone else where the key is? I mean, I guess, in fairness, the stairs are totally junked. But I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that. I'm not just gonna blow on everything. Not an auspicious start. Think you need to go to reception and ask a maid to clean the room so you can find some keys? Seeming increasingly likely. I mean, I tried interacting with the box, and he was like...
It's a box of old electrical junk.
If I, like, try to touch it, he's just like, I'm a ghost. He says, what do you want me to do, blow on it? And I did.
I'm not just gonna blow.
And he says he won't. So, like, the box does seem like it's the most logical thing, but it doesn't seem to work. I mean, am I supposed to use the tie in a way that the game never let me do before?
The tie.
The tie. That's so interesting. In the last game, he's like, in multiple previous games, he's like, oh, like, you know, the notable thing about the tie is that Red can use it to connect with spirits to send them on. In this game, he's like, it only works on ghosts. So it's like, oh, so she won't be using it then, like we did in the last game. Maybe there's a pixel of not box on the... Yeah, I mean, I don't see a doormat, or I'd be going for the... I mean, that or like a fake rock or a potted plant. There's lots of different places...
If it's all the same...
that are stereotypical... Wait, hang on. Okay, I just had a really stupid thought that will make me mad if it's true. I mean, there's not, like, more stairs around here, yeah? Why does he need a key? He needs a key so that he can get Rosa inside so that he can go further into the building, because there is a physical restraint on how far he can go.
Well, we definitely...
We do?
A woman. Only got a brief look at her before she buzzed off.
Why didn't you go after her?
She's too far away. We need to get you inside to bring her within range.
Fine, let's hurry then. It's freezing out here.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot warmer inside where there's only 3 walls. So is there like... Be far. How am I supposed to know, like... What kind of clue is that? I left you the key, check the stairs, and then there's like an anarchist poem, and then there's like a weird secret brick puzzle. That's not what key means. That's not what key means? Okay, hold on.
Going in again.
Uh-huh.
The funny thing is, if you didn't give me a clue that said I was looking for a key, I think I would find this quicker. Like, genuinely, I feel like I should be able to find a key in the stairs and thus, you know, be able to progress. But instead, what I'm actually looking for is a clue on the stairs. I don't know why it has the anarchy symbol pointing at revolt. I assume the order matters. Revolt, reclaim, retaliate, rebuke, reject. Actually.
Hey, I'm working.
Oh my god.
This brick is definitely hollow. but the ice around it is so thick I can't pull it loose.
Melt it with coffee.
The cost of this coffee is so going on my expense report. There, it's melted. I better do whatever I need to do before it freezes again.
How cold is it there?
It fits.
I should hope so. Can you imagine?
Nice place, huh?
It has its charm, I guess.
Yeah, it's got something all right. Come on, we have a spook to chat up.
Hold on, I'm gonna put my hand in this box of needles and food scraps or whatever.
It's full of old needles. Even with gloves, I'm not putting my hand in there.
Why aren't
I
you
really
wearing
hope I get
gauntlets?
paid for this job. Otherwise, this could be our future home.
Well, everyone already thinks you're crazy. Homeless is just the next obvious step.
Thanks.
What? Hey, hold on. For real? What's happening? That was such a loaded, random, throwaway sentence. Everyone already thinks you're crazy, following a statement that if we don't get paid for this job, we'll be homeless. Like, so much, like, negative world building just happened. Like, I already had questions about how it is we managed to go this long being committed to the course of, like, sending spirits onto the great beyond or whatever. But, like, now we're saying, like, yeah, none of the stuff that we're doing is, like, making enough money to survive, even though we've had the same apartment for, like, a decade. But, like, now he's saying that, like, everyone thinks she's crazy. Like, that's probably meant to just be a joke about the fact that she talks to people who aren't there. But, like, that's not a very funny joke because two members of her family were committed for the remainder of their lives. So rarely see such powerful negative world building. Oh no. Is this a thing we're doing now?
Joey, where are you?
What is it?
Alright, go upstairs, ghost. Sup?
Hello?
Hey. Oh, you're not.
Not what?
Just not.
Who you?
So I'm Joey. What's your name?
I don't know. Mary?
Your name is Mary?
Sure.
Oh, that's how you know that the girl is interested in you right away when you talk to her and she's like, I don't know what my name is. Let's call me Mary. Listen, if I end up giving you a phone number, we both know it's not real, okay?
Were you expecting someone else?
Someone.
Could you tell me who it was? Maybe I can help look for him.
No, he'll be here.
Look, this is
It
no
sucks
place
here.
to be during a blizzard.
It's fine. It fits.
Fits? Fits how?
It fits.
Mary, could you tell me the last thing you remember? How'd you end up here?
I was here.
And before that?
The words. No, that's not
Not what?
how it works.
It's not how it works. I think my notes are going to say Mary. Carr's house seems to be an old hotel that's been condemned for years. Detective Durkin asked us to meet him here. We didn't say why. Mary's the ghost on the 3rd floor of the Carr's house. Detective Durkin helped us with a case earlier this year. He doesn't know who we are, but he knows enough not to ask questions. He occasionally asks us to consult for him. Again, huge leap from where we ended the last game. No explanation given. Not a huge fan.
So, Mary was it?
Uh-huh.
Mary who?
Doesn't matter. I'm just Mary.
So how'd you end up in a dump like this?
It's a place.
Yeah, it's a place, one that's fallen apart. You shouldn't be here.
No place else to go. Can't go home.
Depends where home is.
Can't wake
from?
up.
Here, nowhere, in front, in back, doesn't matter. I fit here.
Just an extra obtuse ghost.
Are you familiar with a cop named Sam Durkin? He's a detective.
Kin? Durkin? No, don't know.
How about we get you out of here? Get you cleaned up, maybe something to eat?
No, I'm hidden now.
Hidden? You're not hiding, you're right there.
I'm hidden and I fit. It's how it should be.
So unhelpful. You're so incredibly
Let's
unhelpful.
get going.
Can I reach this far?
Dark, cramped. Yep, it's an elevator shaft, all right.
That's why you don't do drugs, kids. Yeah? Oh, cool. Plastic
It's a
thing.
piece of black plastic with a metal bit on the end. I have no idea what it is.
Time to blow it downstairs. Not the way I would have done it, but
I
okay.
can't move it.
It's a piece of black. I am.
Joey, I need.
Uh-huh.
His footsteps sound super weird. Hey, do you feel good about taking this elevator anywhere?
Nothing. The elevator's dead. I can't see what's on the other side, but this side shows a bunch of ads for day spas and beauty salons.
Hey, unlike Joey, you have physical meat hands and could turn it over. Not saying it's definitely a clue, but I'm saying I don't have very many things to interact with or much information.
It's stuck to the floor. That's just as well. I probably don't need it.
What happened
It
here?
looks like a beer bottle. It's empty.
Why is it stuck to the floor? Use the toilet. No shame.
There's nothing in there.
Thank God. I guess that was a bathroom before whatever happened.
Honestly, given the construction here, I think a really bad bathroom incident led to this outcome. I gotta say,
Look at the state of this place.
Dozens of homeless people were living here not too long ago. If it was safe for them, it should be safe for us. And by us, I obviously mean me.
this feels like a really rough introduction to, like, the last game in the series. Is there something in here she cares
Old
about?
cables, frayed wires, a fried circuit board. There's an old fuse at the bottom of the pile. Looks intact.
Oh, that's what we're doing.
Hey, is it
Alright,
just
that's
me,
stupid.
or is that the...
No, it's totally different.
It is the same couch. Probably newer than yours. Better shape, too.
Can we stay on
I
task,
clicked the
please?
door.
Just saying. Free couch.
It's also, I do feel that this series has consistently downgraded its signature look of the face. So open the fuse box. Oh boy.
The fuse seems fine. The fuse seems fine. Ugh,
I had to
well,
break it
that
first.
didn't work.
I'm guessing
Found the key before the lock. Alright, which one broke? Okay, problem.
The fuse looks like something must have shorted. It's stuck in the on position.
Not sure that's how that works, but let's make a super dangerous repair.
Good thing I'm wearing gloves.
Think I'm wearing
Something-
electrician's gloves for the winter? So there's a second fuse somewhere is what you're
if
telling
that desk
me.
had drawers.
Now, again, similar to the complaints I was lodging about previous games, I have no problem doing a, oh no, we have to get the elevator working puzzle. But, like, we can get our ghost upstairs. It just doesn't feel like that's the thing I'm looking for until I accidentally find a fuse. So where would I find
Coldest night of the year, and we have to go to the least insulated building in the city.
this?
Could be worse.
annoying?
At least you have a warm place to go home to. Whoever lived here didn't.
Point.
I'm not enjoying this, like, randomly triggered banter thing. Can I pour coffee in the fuse box? I think I'm out of coffee. Oh, wait a minute. Are we doing that stupid thing where we're just going to use something in place of...
The fuse looks like the
No,
fuse.
okay. At least not with the
This-
key, we're not. How did a single brick take our coffee? Because we had to melt all the ice on the single fake brick.
Not going to happen.
Lift it. Lift it, coward. Neko said, I know Joey has no legs. I don't know why it took them 5 games to make him incapable of using them. Why do you need to call him every screen? You don't need to, but this definitely indicates to me that, like, we've added an annoying mechanic where, like, instead of just making it so, like, you can't leave certain places without him, like, you need to, like, manage their placement relative to each other. It feels like it's going to be a bummer, to be honest with you. Okay, I mean, there's no toilet
Nothing in there,
fuse.
thank God.
Let me try, if I just, like, open the elevator door on the basement level, is there just a fuse on the ground?
Not working.
Shouldn't it? Oh no, I'm in lobby? I'm in lobby. Yep, this seems fine.
I better not go in there. That elevator could collapse any minute. The elevator looks like it's stuck between 2 floors. Probably for the best.
Oh, that's what I'm looking at. Okay. I thought the lighting was just weird.
Joey, come in here for a sec.
You bellowed? Nothing I can really do in there. Nothing I can really... Looks like that elevator is stuck between... Guess we're taking the stairs.
The people who slept here weren't exactly spoiled for
Oh
choice.
no.
Red's inside.
I shouldn't leave. Joey needs me inside so we can get close to that ghost.
Still snowing.
Well, it's not like we're going anywhere. Nothing.
Let's try something stupid.
Something.
This for Sam and Max. You could just yeet Max down there, no problem. Yeah, Sam and Max makes really good use of its characters as resources, which is the thing I'm always impressed by. This series has not done that to the same extent.
Better not go in there. If there's exploring to be done on another floor, I'll leave it to Joey.
I mean, clearly I have to do something with the elevator. There wouldn't be this whole fuse box malarkey otherwise. But, like, with just the one fuse, there's a pretty... Oh, no, I know what to do. I just figured it out. I need to open the 3rd floor, then have Joey blow the thing on top of the stuck elevator and retrieve it from the 2nd floor. I'm already tired of this. But is it possible to open that door? Is it possible to open that door? Joey can't do that, right? And she can't get up
Stairway is
there.
blocked.
But, like, I kind of need that to be true before I could do anything else. I just want to remind you, this is the tutorial for this game. Oh, hang on. Did the elevator door just open by nature of having a fuse there? That's not really how anything works, but okay.
Not much to see, except that the elevator is stuck 1 floor down.
Okay, sure, we just decided we'd make up new rules for the elevator because we couldn't actually figure out a way for you to solve it using Earth rules. Okay, now the question is, what was that and do I care? Is it another fuse? Even so, why do I care? Now, right, I have to... I just can't stress enough that I really don't think this is how elevators or fuse boxes work. Oh, you know what? I know what I'm doing wrong. I meant to make a show of the fact that I still have a speed slider. I should not be walking at human speed.
It's definitely some kind of memory card.
Oh,
And it looks
Lord
like it's
Almighty.
compatible with my phone.
What? No, it isn't. I absolutely
find
refuse to
something?
believe
I
that.
think so. Take a look at this photo.
Every time I do it makes
Is
me
this
low.
her? The ghost, I mean.
Yeah, sorta. She looks a lot better in that photo, I'll tell you that much.
Look
Thank
at the
you,
file.
Joey.
This was a headshot photo. I guess she was an actress.
Could be. You wouldn't know it from looking at her. The spook upstairs looks like life chewed her up and spat her back out.
To access Rosa's phone, click on phone. Thanks. Thank you. So now pen is notes. Gotham Collective. Found a photograph of the ghost on a memory stick. It's likely a theater company. Yeah. I don't know that that does
There's a
anything.
ghost on the 3rd floor of the Carth house. She told Joey her name was Mary.
I should said it's an iPhone. It's not even compatible with 80% of chargers out there. Yeah, I'm more inclined to agree with that. You found a replacement for your pillow plushie? What? Tell me more, Ice Bunny. Who finds random memory cards at dilapidated buildings and puts them straight in? I mean, I have a lot of questions. Why is there a memory card with just one headshot photo on it, like, left in a dilapidated building? And why is it, like, in good enough shape to function when, like, a glass bottle somehow got stuck to the ground here? Just so many questions. Like, why would you put that in your phone? Why would it work with your phone? There are a relatively limited amount of phones in the history of smartphones that even, like, are compatible with memory cards at all, let alone this one that's implied to be an iPhone. Also, hi, Ditto. Are we winning? No, we're definitely not. We're playing the last game in the Blackwell Adventure Game series, and it's off to what I'm going to call a rough start. Oh, good. I have a whole dedicated photo button for this one dead girl's headshot. Oh, let me check my email. J. Letter. Ms. Blackwell, I am representing Hannah Sharp in her divorce trial. Why? There's only, like, 6 families. What is this? Like a soap opera? Like, what the heck? It's my understanding that you are aware of her husband's affair. Please contact me at your earliest convenience. Who would have found this out? Literally explain this to me. So, Ken Sharp, in the last game, who appears to be related to Cecil Sharp from the second game, we found out that he had an affair and, like, swore ourselves to secrecy so he would tell us enough to pass the girl's ghost on to the afterlife. And now some, like, random lawyer is like, someone told me you know about this affair. I'm like, did he tell you that? Does he want to lose the case? Why is that happening? Seb Frederick. Oh, good. Seb Frederick, my favorite person to get an email from. Are you the lady I spoke to at Munray's last year? I looked you up. Spiritual consultant? There's so little thought put into the continuity of this world, it's actually starting to make me furious. Did we even tell this guy our first name, let alone enough information for him to look us up and find out that we are a spiritual consultant? We literally talked to him at a loud club, told him that his girlfriend didn't die of an overdose, and then he stormed off. Like, how did he find us? I don't know what you did back then, but you better stay away from Columbia for a while. They caught you on security cameras poking in Jamie's room. Who coughed in the background track? Who's in this building? I have so many questions. Undisclosed. For all networking and security needs, contact Tomo. Who is Tomo? Tamo! J-Leader again. Ms. Blackwell, understood. Thank you for your time. I apparently responded, thanks, but I'd really prefer not to be involved. Yeah, this isn't how any of this works. Sam Durkin. Hey, something's come up that might be up your alley. Come meet me at Carth's house, corner of Horatio and Greenwich. 7 p.m. Can't miss it. The place is a wreck. Usual deal applies. I'll fill you in there. Except apparently he habitually doesn't do that. Oh, good. We still have Google search, except it has no branding at all anymore.
Can't say much for this building, but the view
Oh,
from
hold
here
on.
is something else.
I'll take your word for it. I can barely look out there 5 seconds without the snow covering my glasses.
Right, I forgot. You have to suck the romance out of everything.
Just saying.
Okay, like, for real. I really am strongly disliking this new
What do you suppose went on in
thing.
this place?
This is
Drugs,
very
booze,
annoying.
The usual squatter stuff. It must have taken something really bad to get everyone to leave.
This is something I was complaining about earlier, Neko. Like, at the end of the last game, I feel like we left things in a circumstance where, if anything, the detective should have suspected us of, like, 3 murders that we were investigating. And yet, without any explanation, now he's, like, paying us off the record to help him solve crimes. Makes no sense to me. I should look up, what is it called? The Gotham Collective? It is with a heavy heart that we announce that the Gotham Collective Theater Company is closing its doors. It has been our absolute pleasure to entertain you for the last 4 years. What a ride. For information on past performances, please download this file.
There must be hundreds of names on this list. I'll never find what I'm looking for just by reading it. I'll just save a copy to my notes app. Hopefully I can find something to cross-reference it with.
You saved an entire database to your notes app? I'm not sure you're doing it right. How about Mary?
Mary was a member of the Gotham Collective Theater Group. She's probably on this cast list.
Gotcha. There's only one Mary who was a cast member. Mary Meehan, who was a cast member of a play called The Riverwall.
Theater performance put together by the Gotham Collective. Mary was a cast member. Okay, by the way, hello, it's me, Big Vasco. I wanted to take a moment. I've been really bad at remembering to do this at logical intervals. As a reminder, a week from today, oh god, I hate the passage of time. A week from today is the special stream I've been trying to convince everyone to come to for a little while now. It is a stream of an unprecedented amount of viewer interaction for this channel. I'll give you a little background as a tease, and then closer to it, maybe I'll give you a little more. So, I was originally trying to think of something fun and different to do for Halloween this year. And one thought that I had was to surprise everyone by just doing a stream of the chapter of the Telltale Batman game that originally crashed my PS4 with the invisible character who failed to load in, crashed the entire console, and ruined the stream. And just like replayed that without telling anybody. And set it up because I remember some of the Telltale games beyond a certain point made it so you could like have people connect to the game and make the choices for you. And I was going to be like, oh man, trick or treat. The trick is that you have to play the game and that the treat is, you know, the donuts or something. It's always donuts. I will say, I haven't checked like in the last couple of days, but even though it's October, I still haven't seen anything about Krispy Kreme announcing Halloween donuts. I assume they'll exist, but they're not telling me anything about them, which annoys me, like all things do. Yeah, the Invisible Man, like basically like a character model, only loaded eyes and teeth, and then like after like 40 seconds, the game realized the mistake it had made and crashed the entire console. Now here's the problem. In so researching that, I found that that's no longer possible, because the technology that Telltale used to do that was run through their own servers, which were shut down when the company went bankrupt. And so, I started a quest to try and do something along those lines. And that's all I'm going to tell you for now. So that was the idea, and it's not exactly that. But I don't think you'll be disappointed if you like that idea. Hopefully. Back to the game. So now we know that she was in a play called The Riverwall. I guess we can ask her about it. I really don't like this banter mechanic, though. As we've established, I don't think these characters have a particularly good rapport. And now just having them, like, randomly talk when I'm trying to think or talk to you is, like, really annoying to me.
So, Mary?
Uh-huh.
New game by Until Dawn people also has that feature. What is that called? I think you mentioned that. I've heard little about it. Notes, Riverwall.
So I caught your show. The Riverwall?
Oh, God.
What?
Just don't. I just want to be a face, okay? No more. I just can't.
The
The list is on that phone thing that Red's carrying. And even if I had it, I'm not going to ask her about hundreds of names one by one.
So, you're part of the Gotham Collective Theater Company?
Not anymore.
What happened?
Nothing.
I died.
Everything.
Oh, she's so annoying. Why are all the characters in these games so annoying?
So, Mary Meehan was it?
Uh-huh.
Just checking.
Doesn't matter. I'm just Mary.
Well, that was super crazy helpful, don't you think? Okay, hold on a second.
I have to get going.
Leave her.
Take care of yourself, Mary.
Toggle. Phone. The Riverwall. The City Post Theater Desk, Riverwall Review. You'd think one would be jaded after so many vanity projects by the Gotham Collective, but the Riverwall, based on the 1923 short story, has finally taken it one step too far. Setting aside the non-existent direction and lackluster set design, both of which can be forgiven due to the low-budget nature of the production, nothing can forgive the choice of casting Mary Meehan in the lead role of Pamela. Displaying all the signs of an actress who took theater way too seriously in high school, she infuses her role with such over-the-top passion, it becomes laughable rather than dramatic. Lacking any ambition or energy, I very quickly wish that she would drown in the river alongside the play's titular wall. Rating 1 star. Not 0 or half. By the way, I asked Ice Bonnie for information, and she gave it to me, and I didn't read it. 21 years ago, I was at, well, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that correctly, Hoskol? And the first time we were in town, we bought a teddy bear who ended up the perfect pillow. 21 years later, he was an old bear starting to fall apart and was looking for a new plushie and found a 51-centimeter bashful bunny from Jellycat. Perfect. That's not silly at all. That's very good. I'm glad to hear it. Hello, Cotillion. Why did I click chat? I know better. Great. So now we know she's really bad in a play. What does that do for us? This is not a great start to this game. I'm bummed. What information, what actual information was in that? Like, none? Am I supposed to call someone at the City Post? The only person we know there died a whole game ago. Oh, to address your earlier point several minutes too late, Neko. I felt like part of the fun of doing that was just randomly playing what I'm pretty sure was part 4 of Telltale's Batman without context. I mean, I'm not opposed to do it. Like, the problem is that, like, I don't know. Maybe you disagree. As much as I like the idea of playing one of those, like, interactive movie, Western visual novel, whatever you want to call them, games, and, like, having chat make the decisions, then, like, what's the point of me streaming it, you know? I mean, I guess you could just try to, like, make me as upset as possible or something. Like, that's an angle we could take. But, like, it just seems weird as a streaming choice if you don't already know the game. So, like, some of the appeal there for me was that it was, like, a game I'd already played, even though I don't really remember it super well at this point. But that, like, then, you know, like, I'm not missing out on anything. You kind of already know the game, and, like, we all just sort of, like, find out together what happens, because, like, we probably, none of us remember it extremely well, would be my guess. So... The Riverwall 1923? The Riverwall short story? Yeah, I don't know what the game wants from me now. We're stuck already, sort of. I mean, I can thoughtlessly jam all the notes together. I don't think there's new stuff to do
The Gotham
here.
Collective Theater Company put on a show called The Riverwall, which had Mary Meehan as a cast member. I already cross-referenced.
So passive-aggressive. Okay, hold on.
How could he call me out here and not show up? That's just so... Unprofessional.
He wasn't extremely useful in the last game.
There's a ghost on the 3rd floor of the Carth house. She told Joey her name was Mary. I'm not sure what the Carth house and the Gotham Collective have to do with each other.
Well, if you don't, I don't. And I don't know how to do anything otherwise.
There's no mention of the Carth house anywhere on the list. If there's a connection, I don't see it. Did Durkin know Mary? Is that why he sent me here?
It's not even established whether he knows that we're allegedly a spirit medium or if he's, like, okay with that.
I really doubt that Durkin is a part of the Gotham Collective Theater Company.
It'd be so funny if he was, though.
It doesn't look like Durkin was in any plays by the Gotham Collective. Not that I expected him to be. I don't think Durkin was involved with the performance of the Riverwall, unless he saw the show.
To be clear, I'm just mashing stuff together. I really don't know what to do. It's not clear to me. I already did that.
The words Gotham Collective were printed on a headshot. Mary was a cast member in a production of The Riverwall. This list was posted online by the Gotham Collective. That's all I know. The Gotham Collective Theater Company put on a show called The Riverwall, which had Mary Meehan as a cast member. The Riverwall had about a dozen cast members. Aside from Mary, I don't think any of them are relevant.
Oh, that's good of you to determine that. Mary Meehan is another name that sounds extremely fictional to me. It sounds like a Phoenix Wright character who's like the fiance of the villain or something. So, okay, let's break this down. I cannot leave this building until we solve the case. That much has been established. I don't know how much else there is to do with the elevator, considering it's stuck in its location. I mostly seem to be able to open doors, but I don't currently have any ability to get up to the 4th floor, which is like the only... No, that's not true. I could open the basement, but I can't get to the basement either. Do people not get called Mary in America? It's not that. It's that her name is Mary Meehan. It just sounds like a proposal, is what it sounds like. And that's like a Phoenix Wright character name, is like something really extremely on the nose like that. But like also with a little tinge of something to just make it sound slightly less like it's not a name. Did Joey ask how she died? I think no, because she's an extremely unhelpful ghost. There's really like 2 kinds of ghosts in these games, is like unhelpful and extremely unhelpful. She's the kind who like won't even try to have a conversation with you. Like the one in the first game who just like rhymed a bunch of stuff.
Mary?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay, I can ask her about the review. Okay, sure.
So I read that review of your show.
You did?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Mary?
I thought I could get away from it. Become just another face in the crowd.
Is that something you really
Did she
want?
die of embarrassment?
No, just needed to get away. It shouldn't have followed me here. Nobody should know me here. Surrounded by people who don't know me.
Anti-cheers.
Good that way. Better that way.
I want to go where no one knows my name.
These people. Lost people. Like me. Alone, but not alone.
Mary, I hate to tell you this, but there's nobody here.
What are you talking about?
Look around. Carefully. There's nobody here but us.
I don't see what you mean.
Yes, you do. Nobody's been here for months, at
Quick,
least.
shove her off the building.
How could... They left me? They wouldn't have just left me here. Would they?
I don't have context for what her struggle is.
But you're not alone now. We're here.
No, it can't be empty. That was the whole point. I can't be alone here. I can't. Where is everyone? Hey, do you know where everyone is?
They
I'm afraid
gone.
everyone's gone.
Gone? Why would they be gone? And without telling me? Without me knowing? I would have remembered. I would have noticed.
What did you notice, Mary?
Huh?
You weren't thinking too clearly before. You are now. Come on.
Get away from me. I don't belong here. Not anymore.
Cool, I guess. Interesting that like one of the most
Everyone.
Yeah.
unique character
remember.
traits.
I was cold, then
God.
warm, then nothing. I feel absolutely nothing. That review, it seemed like it was everything. Now it's just nothing. To die over nothing.
See, I don't think that's a very good clue. Like, without her indicating to me that, like, I don't even know what I would need her to indicate to me. Like, it just seems so weird to, like, know a ghost and that she, like, was in a play and that it went badly and be like, I know the thing that'll, like, bring her back to her senses is to tell her how bad she is at acting. Like, it's just not clear to me that that's, like, a solution to anything. That's why, like, when I looked up the thing, I'm like, what do I do with that information? It doesn't occur to me that I should be like, just, like, make her feel bad about her acting. Like, okay, I guess I could do that.
It's time to go, Mary.
Go? How? Where? I can't seem to leave this place.
How do you like my tie, Mario?
Mary, I'm gonna have to ask you to take this.
What is
God, it
it?
just sounds
Just
creepier
trust us,
every
Mary.
time.
We're here to help.
Okay. Is it right? Is it right that this place should feel so good?
It's where
As we know, Boston makes you feel good, and we've eventually busted you as a ghost.
Maybe I would have been okay.
Died of exploding dragon fart. I mean, honestly, I feel like that's a much more interesting case than whatever it is we just did. Yeah, I'm not gonna validate that critic or invalidate them. You
I
cool?
don't think it matters. What matters is, are you okay now?
Yes. I've never been so sure of anything before, but yes, I'm okay. Listen to me. I'm dead, but I'm okay.
It's time to go, Mary.
Yeah.
You okay?
I'm fine. Did I fall?
No, you're still standing.
Don't sound so surprised, Joey. Mental control, that's all it takes.
Yeah, sure.
Let's get going.
How is he surprised by that? We established that at the end of the last game.
Can I help you?
Wow, I was gonna joke.
Not yet.
What
wait.
on earth?
Durkin,
It's me. You need to send someone here right away. Someone's been shot.
shot. Who was it? What happened?
I
Extremely unclear.
Hello? Blackwell, what's going on?
It happened really fast because they have the walk speed on max.
Sir? Hello?
Are you?
We're here to help. Don't worry.
No, it's too late. We're not safe. Even Grace is not safe.
I'm sorry, friend, but whoever Grace is, you're past worrying about her now.
No, you don't understand. You don't.
You'd be surprised what we understand.
You? No, the bestower. I need the bestower.
Oh, well, that's fine. That's me.
You know about the stowers? About us?
I know enough, but not enough to save me.
Obviously not. You're dead.
Today, we just happen to be in the saving business.
You don't understand. They will find me.
They did. You're dead.
But I think they already did.
No. No.
Oh, okay. That's bad.
What
I don't like that at all.
the hell was it?
He was right to be worried. My bad. What are we doing now? What just happened? Am I having a stroke?
I believe so, my host.
A tailor shop, huh? You think they've got anything in my size?
A lost soul in need of saving, and you want to rob its place of business.
Look at this dress I'm wearing. It's ruined. I figure I'm owed.
Duty first, my host. Petty theft after.
I'll see.
Morty, we validated that their religion is real and their hell is not good. I mean, we already met the devil. I didn't think it was gonna get worse. It got a lot worse. You never know other people's struggles until it's too late. I mean, the closest we've seen to that is, like, at the end of the last game, the, like, cult leader Gavin got, like, soul vaporized in the afterlife. He was like, no, they're gonna find me. But it was like he was a jerk ghost who had already been, like, sent to the crossroads or whatever. This was just like a dude standing over his own corpse and he just got, like, curbliterated. That's right, I said curbliterated. I don't know how else to describe that. Why am I in control of old-timey countess?
What do you know? Locked. Ain't gonna budge. Won't budge.
The window won't budge?
Covered with gunk. I can't see through it. I really wanna, but Maddie'll give me an earful if I leave now. Hey, Madeline?
Yes, my host.
It creeps me out that she calls her my host. Also, why does the Countess talk like Harley Quinn?
Could you stop calling me that?
Stop calling you what, my host?
That. I'm no host.
I am sorry, my host. That is what you are.
So you're a parasite? Gross. I could be dancing. We saw it in the last game. It was pretty
Just
good.
think, I could have been dancing at the supper club tonight.
If those contortions could be referred to as dancing, then you are correct.
Savage burn. Really unfortunate. Just as if only we had that lady who learned how to explain everything. Her exploding head would be able to help. I mean, maybe that's what happened. That guy was trying to explain everything, but like he couldn't wrap his head around it, so he got obliterated.
It's raining buckets.
Indeed. Most fortuitous.
Fortuitous.
It enables us to do our duty unperceived, and we can converse without any awkwardness.
Great. Wouldn't
I
want
don't
this to
think
be
that's
awkward.
gonna happen,
I'm
actually.
not gonna apologize, you know.
For what? Trying to transfer our link to that Joe Gould fellow?
Like I said, I ain't gonna apologize. I didn't ask for this.
Neither did I, my host. Neither did I.
Is the whole purpose of this flashback to make another big allusion to like what happened to the Countess without like a real satisfying explanation? She's like, yeah, I don't know, somehow I tried to transfer my power to Joe Gould and everyone just forgot about it because it went so bad that I became crazy and murderous.
You're not mad.
After centuries of this existence, I have learned to put my personal feelings aside.
Gross.
Yeah, well, I ain't got centuries.
Interesting that she became like way less old-timey in her speech in the last like 50 years after spending hundreds of years as a ghost.
Well, see ya.
Certainly, my host.
Oh cool, loose brick.
Won't budge.
My host.
Catch.
My host.
Hey ghost, catch.
Sorry. You say something?
Certainly nothing that matters any longer.
Was that not what you wanted? I felt like that's what you wanted, so I did it.
Not. If anybody comes in here, I don't want that thing in my hands. Why would I want that? I've never even heard of those guys.
You think you will turn into the Dowager Countess from Downton Abbey because of this old-timey ghost? This extremely old-timey ghost? This is looking into the donuts now. New Zealand Krispy Kreme gets Ghostbusters donuts this year. I don't know why they wait so long to release this information. What company does that in 2024? Let me know if you find anything. Like I said, I haven't checked in a couple days, but like, I checked like right at the end of September and like just nothing, man.
No point. There's nothing my size.
Ring the bell for service?
Danny?
Why
Danny,
did that
someone's
work?
out front. Danny, where the hell are you? Sorry for the wait, ladies. My assistant seems to be out. What can I do for you?
We've just introduced several plot
Stare
holes.
at that thing. It's getting dark.
Just one more. It has to be here.
What are you doing anyway?
A man was murdered last night in the middle of a major blizzard.
Believe me, I remember.
Right. So how come nobody else has?
Hey?
I've been checking on every local news website all day. There's not a single mention of it. I called the police myself. We know they know about it. They must have suppressed the news, but why?
I'm sure the cops got their reasons, and they can keep them. I don't care who plugged the guy. I only care about what happened after.
I know. So, the victim didn't have any identification on him. I was hoping a news report would give us his name, but it looks like we're on our own.
Well, something familiar at least. Let's go talk to our pet cop. Maybe he knows something.
What do you think it is that the perspective of this room changed?
Auntie Lauren gave that bear to me when I was a kid. His name is Griff, the PI bear, although he's more the geriatric bear these days.
I'm glad he's still around. The Jeremy photo?
It's a picture of me and a former coworker of mine. Jeremy
God.
was a friend, kind of. I never did get to know him well. Not when he was alive, anyway.
I forgot how awful that photo was. It somehow looks even worse now. New Zealand does Ghostbusters donuts every October? Really? That's interesting. I think both the US and the UK, at least, have had different Krispy Kreme Halloween donuts. But they just wait so long to reveal them. The news for New Zealand's Ghostbuster Donuts only came out yesterday. What is wrong with them? One thing I noticed is, wasn't this statue in, like, Lisa Tenzin's house at the end of the last game?
The seagull statue used to belong to Lisa Tenzin.
Why did you take it? You're so
I'll
weird.
just leave that where it is. The notepad's full, and even if it wasn't, I use my phone to take notes now. I'm no artist. I'll just leave it where it is.
Why do you own
Those
that?
pills expired 5 years ago. I'll just leave them.
It's a weird place to leave your
I have
pills.
plenty of mugs in the kitchen if I really need one. I don't actually smoke.
Then why do you have them? What's wrong with you?
It's frayed and chewed through. It's not good for much of anything.
I just want to point out that you don't have a dog. I know the implication is that your neighbor has a dog that you've helped with at least one time in your life, but it seems really weird to me that as a single woman without a dog, you keep a leash close at hand. I'm not judging. I'm just noting that it's remarkable.
The last article I ever wrote, and the first ghost I ever saved.
Weird
I
crossover.
stopped updating this calendar around the time Joey came into my life. There's probably a connection there. I've pretty much stopped updating that calendar, especially since I can download 100 calendar apps on my phone.
Why would you need
Some
100?
articles I wrote for the Village Eye newspaper. I hated working there and the paper's been dead for years, but for some reason I can't take them down.
They're fixed assets.
Trust me, there's nothing in my trash worth taking. There's nothing in there. I miss it sometimes, but I just can't seem to find the time anymore. I can't go to bed yet. I have a full day ahead of me. Or rather, a full night, but still. It's a poster for the film Water Under the Bridge. It starred Frank Lyons.
It feels so weird to me that there's so many, like, nostalgic references here when we seem to have hated our existence since we became a spirit medium. There's just, like, a lot of tension for me in the, like, quasi-character development. Also, I'm, like, genuinely really annoyed that we're trying to, like, bring the Countess back and somehow tie Joey's spiritual existence to her, and he didn't recognize her at all. I mean, I don't know.
Thank God the coffee stands are still open. I think I'm really going to need them.
It's your dime, sweetheart.
Oh,
Let's go
it's you.
to the
I had a
cops
feeling you'd swing by.
today.
Detective,
Uh-huh.
you found a Jane Doe at the Carth House, right?
Yeah, what about it?
Her name was Mary Meehan. She was an actress with the Gotham Collective Theater Company.
She was very
Sure about
bad.
that.
Yes.
I won't ask. At the very least,
Oh.
we can locate the family and
Accidentally
tell them
clicked.
what happened. Thanks. I guess we owe you another one.
This relationship doesn't make any sense to me.
I caught the evening news today. There wasn't one mention of the murdered man in Chelsea.
That program hasn't been the same since they replaced that blonde anchor woman.
Nobody else talked about it either. Not online, not any other news program, nobody. You must have suppressed the news. Why?
Because we're the cops, that's why. Look, before
That's
we
a
take
bad
this any
answer.
further, why are you so interested in this? What makes this murder more important than any other?
I mean, I cannot wrap my head around what I'm supposed to think of the relationship we have with this guy. He's like, why do you care about murder all of a sudden? Like, what are you talking about? Like, you have me help you investigate murders. Obviously, I care about the murder. Also, I, like, saw it happen. That alone would be a good enough reason without the whole supernatural insanity of what we witnessed.
He was killed right in front of me.
And what? Suddenly this makes it personal?
Well, kinda. It might have something to do with me.
Uh-huh. And why is that? Why is this murder so important?
I was there. You know I was there. Surely I'm a suspect.
You think I'm crazy? I made sure your name is nowhere near this thing, and unless you give me a good reason, it stays that way. So tell me, why is this murder so important?
He was looking for me.
He was? Why?
I don't really know.
He did sort of get shot.
Did you know the guy?
No, I didn't.
So how did you know he was looking for you? Wait, let me guess. You just do.
Something like that.
I mean, you could easily lie about that and it wouldn't change
What else
anything.
you got?
You could easily just say, like, he, like, called your name or implied something before you saw him get shot dead. Like, I don't...
You're the one who sent me there in the first place. That can't be a coincidence.
So, you think we sent this guy to your location to, what, get killed in front of you?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
You don't get to ask me anything. You need to tell me why this murder is so important.
Well, like, why even give me
You
options?
trusted me before. Why can't you trust me again?
Trust has nothing to do with it. Look, I don't know what your deal is. I've never asked, and frankly, I don't want to know. But I do know that you've helped me clear a few cases. And once in a while, in return, I answer some of your questions. That's fine. Quid pro quo. It's not in the rule book, but it's how we get things done. But this case, it goes way up. We can't bring in anyone from outside, not without a good reason. So give me one. Why is this murder so important?
Well, at least it's not trying to give me false choice anymore.
I couldn't begin to explain it. It's more than just a murder, more horrible than just a killing.
Uh-huh. Any details on what that could be?
It needs to be stopped. That's all.
Sorry. I know we got an arrangement, but my hands are tied.
Fine, if that's the way it is.
For what it's worth, it's nothing personal. You got other questions? I'm here.
Forget it.
Just don't ask about
Rosa,
this
it's
case.
Chinatown.
Get me?
Yeah, I get you.
Pour coffee on
He
him.
can get his own. Not now.
Click blow on him.
No reaction. No surprise there with the weather we're having. She's cold enough without me making it worse. Whoever drives this thing... Keep our friend busy. I'm gonna sniff around.
Not that I don't appreciate the company, but why the heck are you just standing there? The brickwork.
Admiring the brickwork.
I got no idea.
Low-rise bonding.
Oh my god. Do you see what's happening? Something about having the max walk speed on is like completely warping the timing of the like conversation that's supposed to be happening outside between Rosa and Durkin.
I told you. I'm waiting for a cab.
They're just like talking over each other, like they're just living their own conversation and not actually talking to each other. Like, yeah, that's what's happening, but it's just funny to me.
Sure, I could... A water cooler in case the scorching hot weather gets too much for you.
Let me just look at some random paper. It's been important
Kind of
before.
duty roster, nothing relevant.
Just a cop manning the front desk.
At the bottom are the words Alex Silva, Commissioner.
Oh, that's right. She gave a statement at the end of the last game. So Mexico also got the Ghostbuster Halloween Krispy Kreme donuts, huh? Yeah, I'd say there's a reasonably good chance that that's what will happen here in the U.S. I just don't understand why you announced that like less than a month out.
There's nothing I can do with that. Aha! There's our guy. His name is George Austin, according to this note. Looks like he lived on the Upper West Side.
Good thing there's an unattended cork board that just has incriminating evidence that we shouldn't show anyone.
It says Piero. I have no idea who that is. According to the nameplate, I have no idea who that... The name on this nameplate says Disher. I have no idea who that could be.
Also sounds like a fake name.
Just as I thought.
Really hates elevators, this
It's a
guy.
small interrogation room. It's empty. Just a small interrogation.
Guess we'll just leave. I can go to George Austin's place?
This is some lobby. Careful you don't break anything, we'll be in hock for life. Well, your life anyway, not mine.
Skull joke?
Better not. I don't want to break it. I'm barely in the black as it is.
Okay, never gets fun Halloween donuts. I've seen like years old pictures of a really good set of Krispy Kreme Halloween donuts that were specifically in the UK. But I think that was from like maybe even like 2014 or something. But every time I try to do like a search on like Halloween donut news, for some reason that comes up like every time. Last year, this year, maybe even the year before.
That thing is huge. I'd never be able to carry it.
All right, doorman.
Hi.
Yes, miss?
I'm looking for George Austin. Is he in?
No, he's not. Sorry.
Do you know where he is?
Do you know where George Austin is?
I really couldn't say. Sorry.
Is there any way I can look inside George's apartment? It's really
So
important.
stupid.
Sorry. Unless you've been authorized, I can't let you in.
Time for that cheating I mentioned earlier.
Does the name Grace mean anything to you?
Sorry. Nobody named Grace lives here.
Can you tell me anything about George?
I'm looking for him. Can you tell me who he
If you want to know
is?
him, you should ask him yourself.
Guess I'll just leave. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll Google him first. Okay, leaving now. Going home.
Joey, I'd like to talk to you.
Said no one ever.
If Grace was close to George, then we have to talk to somebody who knows George. Grace. Who is Grace?
Whoever she is, she's our only lead.
We couldn't save George Austin.
With pleasure.
We couldn't save George Austin, but we can stop it from happening to anybody else.
With
I mean, I guess I could just do a Grace Austin search? No? I don't have, like, a lot to go on, again, to be honest with you. Coffee? I enjoy a good adventure game that gives you a seemingly useless object that you either have to use for one really important thing or use multiple times for confusing stuff. I'm not sure how coffee will fit into that spectrum. Why do I still have this stupid headshot photo? Do I have new email? No. I mean, it says I should talk to someone who knew George, but like... the only person that seems like they fit that bill is this doorman, who I feel like I've already exhausted all my dialogue options with. Maybe I just send... Can you... Holiday clothing drive. A cold this winter. Leave your old clothes in the box below for people less fortunate than you. George Austin, apartment 12A.
It says Holiday Clothing Drive. It's cold. It's signed by George Austin.
Do I need to check his mailbox again? 12A?
Looks like it's full of old clothes. Yep, it's an elevator, all right.
What does that information do for me? I suppose I might as well jam these together, even though it shouldn't do anything.
The ghost we saw last night said that Grace wasn't safe, and then he went. Hi.
Yes, miss?
Clothing drive?
I heard that George Austin was having a clothing drive here.
Oh, yes. George does it every year. He brings the box to Grace himself.
Okay. This is a backwards puzzle solution. Asking about the clothing drive isn't a thing that inherently makes any sense to try and make progress towards, like, understanding George's life or getting to the bottom of this mystery, unless you already know that Grace is tied to the clothing drive, which you don't unless you ask about it. So, like, this is an example of the thing I was complaining about before that these games have done numerous times. Which is, like, that's just, like, you get there if you exhaust every possible lead that you can follow, but it makes no sense as a thing that gets you where you're going. And it doesn't make sense as a thing to just do in its own right. So now what? I like Google Grace clothing drive. No, I misspelled that. Whatever. What about the George Austin clothes drive? Just spare me some time. What was the exact wording on this? Holiday clothing drive. Oh my god. Could you make this a less annoying... God. What do you want? What's the thing you want?
How did they change the bulbs on that thing? No. Hi.
Yes,
Can you tell me anything else about the clothing drive?
no. But if you have any old clothes, feel free to give them to me. I'll put them in the box.
Better not. If you did that, you wouldn't have any clothes left.
Why are we suddenly so convinced with making it so clear that our character's poor? Like, super poor. Okay, I don't know what to do with this information.
That vase looks more...
I'm not just...
Damn drafts. Need to report that before someone complains.
I'm not just... It's not bad.
Okay, I have a stupid idea. Don't tell me you just, like, added this to the overworld, right? Okay. I mean, other than do a Google search, like, I don't know...
Detective?
Uh-huh.
Does the name Grace mean anything to you?
Nah, sorry.
Can we talk inside? It's...
Can't smoke inside, thanks to our friend the mayor.
So you couldn't maybe, I don't know, not smoke for a while? Right. Well...
Uh-huh.
Alright, are you willing to tell me what you think is the next thing to do, game?
What's going on?
If Grace was close to George, then we have to talk to somebody who knows George.
Well, you still haven't given me any concept of who that is or how I would go about
Takes
doing
about an
it.
hour to boot up.
This is very annoying. Are we sure he's a real detective? I feel like anyone with a real job wouldn't waste their time with Rosa and Joey. Maybe we're onto something. Maybe he's like that guy who worked at the New Yorker, who, like, famously and, like, publicly worked for 30 years and received pay from the newspaper without writing a single word. But, you know, like, the police version of that? What do you want? What do you want from me, game?
Hi.
Yes.
Do you know...
I really...
Is there any way it's real...
Sorry.
Can you tell...
No. But if...
Better not.
You said that George takes the clothes to Grace.
Yes, he does. He has an attachment to the place, even though we've got a fine church in this area.
Church? So by Grace, you meant Grace Church?
Yeah, the one downtown. What did you think I meant?
Nothing. Never mind. Thanks.
Sure.
Gotta tell you, there's a repeated clothing drive that happens every year at a church with the name Grace, and I do a Google search for a holiday clothing drive with the name of that church, I'm gonna get an internet result. These games continue not to understand how the internet works despite insisting on including it as a game mechanic.
Can you tell?
No, but
Better no. Huh, a church. Of all the places.
Really? Ghosts don't like churches?
Being a ghost has nothing to do with it.
Weekend organ meditations. It says Grace Church in New York, Episcopal, Reverend Gabriel Ullman, Rector. It says Grace Church. Of course, we knew that already. Weekend organ meditations.
In 1999, they didn't know. This game came out in 2014. And she has a smartphone, which also is more recent than 1999. I think concepts just don't exist in this world until you make other characters aware of them. Well, let's see about that. Nope, still not on the internet. Sup?
Hi, could I talk to you for a minute?
please keep your voice down.
Oh.
Loudly do I wonder why that's
is this
important.
better?
Yes. What can I do for you?
I'm Rosangela Blackwell.
Father Gabriel Ullman.
Why the whispers? There isn't anybody around.
That makes no difference. The
Voice is
tranquility
carried.
of this place must be maintained, whether anybody is here or not.
Otherwise,
Especially
God will
on
get
a night
mad.
like tonight.
It's pretty quiet here tonight.
God's house
I just
remains open
explained
despite
that.
the weather. If anybody needs us, we are here.
Do you know a man named George Austin?
I'm afraid not.
He was a member of
That's
this church.
maddening.
Are you sure?
It is quite a large church, as you can see.
Yeah, he runs the clothing drive at your church, you moron. There's like zero shot you don't at least know of him. This game is actually starting to make me super mad. I don't know how it is that the last game in this series somehow makes the least sense of any of them.
Could you tell me about this church?
Are you looking to join?
Not really.
I'm afraid now is not the time for a history lesson.
Rude dude, you got nothing going on.
George Austin was holding a clothing drive that brought clothes to this church. Are you sure you haven't heard of him?
Miss, we deal with hundreds of clothing drives at this time of year. Some we arrange ourselves.
That
Well, most
doesn't
are volunteers.
seem
It's impossible
right.
to keep track of every single one.
Why would... Am I a moron? Why would the church run multiple clothing drives? Wouldn't they just run one clothing drive?
Well,
Stay safe. This is not a night to be outside.
this book is full of prayers written by the church's congregation. They're all anonymous and they're all written by hand.
Please God, let the chemo work. Oof. I've been 6 months without a drink. Please help me last another. Let my uncle get exactly what he deserves. Yikes. Hundreds every year, so multiple per day. Yeah, I think so. I think that's what this guy's implying. I'm sorry, sir. I believe you operate a clothing store. Yeah, maybe. I don't know what to do. I'm so lost. If you're out there, please help. Please help my family through this horrible time. Is there light at the end of this tunnel? Is suicide the only answer? Yikes. I love him. Does he love me? Please let my father wake up so I can tell him I am sorry. My son is with you, God. Tell him I love him and miss him, and his baby daughter will want for nothing. I want to always be as happy as this. I lost my job. It's all my fault. What do I tell my wife?
These
What do I
prayers
do?
just go on and on. There must be dozens of them. I don't have time to read them all.
Then why do you let me do like a jillion
If any, I
pages?
need to narrow it down somehow.
Need to.
If any of these handwritten prayers are useful, I need to.
I need a handwriting sample from George, is what I've come to understand.
I better not. Especially with that priest in plain view.
No. Just let me play his organ.
I don't know much about church organs, but it seems nice enough. It's a schedule of services.
Did he signed this note, right? So like it is his handwriting. The H, G, and A, capital mind you, all look pretty distinct. So do the lowercase d and L.
If the people who go to these churches worry about their souls so much, they should try dying sometime.
What? What does that mean? No.
If any of I need to know.
Yeah.
Could you tell me about that book over there?
For some, silent prayer isn't enough. They want to write it down and make it real. That is what that book is for.
Could you tell me?
Are you looking to join? I'm afraid.
Are you sure you don't know?
I am positive.
Well, it's a book full of. If any of these I need to.
Sure feels like I should be able to look through it and look for a handwriting sample if I'm ever meant to do that. Oh, wait. Maybe I understand what he wants. Give me a sec. This probably shouldn't work, but...
I can't turn. I can't.
God, what annoying...
I'm not just gonna... I'm not...
Just blow on it. Oh, clicked out of the window. Pretty sure none of these ones that I can access are the right handwriting. Maybe this one?
I can't.
Oh, man. How is... I'm so annoyed. I'm, like, so sincerely annoyed about this. Like, it makes none sense to me that this would be, like, the most frustrating game in the series. After everything we've been through.
I have a question, Joey.
What's going on?
If I thought it would do any good, I'd leave a note in the prayer book myself.
I don't think praying will help us with this one, sweetheart. Besides, with your handwriting, who could read it?
Be quiet.
Okay, so you seem to be of the mindset that I already have the right idea and are unwilling to help me figure out the way in which you want me to execute it. Love that for me.
Weekend organ meditations.
Why is this a thing I can read? I mean, I can't get over there. Oh, can I?
Oh.
No, apparently
It's
I can't.
too far. It's too.
Jesus. It says Holiday Clothing Drive. It's signed by George Austin. Is
there a way I can, like, kill the doorman and take the note so that Rosa's smart enough to, like, do this?
Damn
Here's an insanely stupid idea. If I blow on the note, will it fall down? Oh, I hate it so much. I hate it so much. What an insanely stupid way to go about solving this problem. Well, finally made good use of the face. What a really stupid way to solve a basic problem.
With this sample of George's handwriting, I might be able to find something written by him. Gotcha.
This place always brought me and Leah solace. Despite everything, it still does. Is this really what I must do? It seems impossible. I am finding My faith is shaken to its very core. Please help me find the strength to fight this battle. If not for me, then for Leah and the others.
I don't need.
What's that do for me? Leah Austin? Just eat farts. Okay. Just save somebody named Leah.
George wrote Leah's name down in a prayer. Whatever kind of relationship they have, he must care for her a lot.
Yeah.
You know Leah?
Do you know a woman named Leah? I think she was a member of this church.
Even if she was, I'm afraid the name eludes me. I'm sorry.
Well...
Try the door, man.
Hi.
Yes, miss?
Did George know anyone named Leah?
Leah? You mean the police officer?
Police officer.
Yeah.
What's her last
I've seen
name?
her around for a while, though. Did they break up or something?
I have no idea.
He's a little dead.
So,
Actually, he's
I liked
extremely
her.
dead.
She was good for George.
Leah's a cop.
You said Leah was good for George. Could you tell me why?
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have said any of that. You're not a cop or anything yourself, are you?
Well...
No, you're not. You would have shown me your badge if you were. Forget it. Sorry.
Okay, well, I guess I'll go ask a cop. Leah is a cop. I mean, hi.
So, George Austin was involved with a police officer named Leah. That's it, isn't it? All the secrecy. It's because the police are involved.
You want to get us both in trouble?
Of course not. I want to help you. Look what I discovered already.
Look, I keep my distance from you for a reason. I know you got
The
your
cooties,
sources.
I understand.
I don't know who they are, but you have a way. That goes without saying. Leah Piero is a fine detective. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Uh-oh, she's definitely
Maybe
not.
you can help, maybe you can't. But I know you're gonna stick your nose in no matter what I say.
Sorry, but I have to.
Yeah, I get that. I can't stop you, but I can't help you either. You're on your own.
Believe me, detective, if there's anything I'm not, it's on my own.
Well, just be careful.
Well,
Leah Pierre. Hey, it's snowing on my phone screen. That's fun. I beg your pardon? Hello? Leah Pi RRO. Not how the internet works. If she's a detective that has enough of a presence that he'd be like, don't let anyone tell you she's not a good cop, which very strongly implies some sort of public scandal, whether or not it is baseless, I would be able to Google search this detective and find the story of why that's true. Almost definitely. So now what? If knowing that name is not useful to me at all? Yeah, the whole relationship with the detective confuses me too. He messages asking for help, refuses to work with you or provide information, but you help him? He meets you awkwardly, stands around while you often badger people? Yeah, just like, I'm completely with you, Neko. Like, I just... It feels like it all ties in with that whole confusing nature of, like, why do we do what we do if we hate it and don't think it's important? Like, why do we help him? Why does he talk to us? Why does he respect us? If, like, we haven't demonstrated even a single case where we've given him answers that are useful. Oh, now I can take a closer look at the desk because I know the name.
Kid.
Whoa. Wait. Am I crazy? That looks a little like KK. Has it just been too long since I've played Unavowed? This girl looks familiar. Oh good, I have her address. Now I can break into her
The
house.
journal is labeled Midtown Jaywalking Citations 2001 to 2004. Interesting light reading.
She was the traffic cop all along. We were trying to get her job. Main source is Google because Joey never knows it. That's actually a pretty good point, Neko. Like, it would be one thing for him, like, not to know, like, modern stuff or whatever, but, like, he's not a useful source for anything.
This folder seems to be full of old expense reports. Too many to go through even if I could open it.
You know what else we haven't done in, like, a long time? Is, like, anything with the weird established property that the ghosts, like, disrupt electromagnetic fields. Like, when we, like, goofed up the Wi-Fi at that office. Alright, let's go break into Leah's house. Like, super cool, normal people.
I don't know where you're going, and I ain't gonna ask. Just don't step on any toes, okay?
I'm super doing
pretty
that.
touchy when it concerns one of our own.
Yeah, so do I.
What did you mean by that?
Exactly what it sounded like. Whoever George was, he was one of us.
Us?
Yeah. Come on. It's a long way to Astoria.
So, this is what a cop's salary gets you, huh? A 2-story in Astoria.
It's not bad. Nicer
To
than some of the
Astoria?
foster homes I grew up in. Anyway, shall we?
Yeah,
Wait.
we both know the drill by now.
Foster homes? Wasn't she raised by her aunt? Isn't that like a major background detail about her character? Did we A, know that she was in multiple foster homes? And B, like, doesn't that invalidate what we know about her relationship with her family? I'm like super confused about this.
Whoever made this snowman made it a long time ago. Several weeks at least. Frozen solid. There's not much I can do with it.
Grab the carrot, you fool.
I better not.
It'd be so funny if we could ride the tire
I think
swing.
one of my old foster homes had a tire swing, but it was so long ago, I don't remember.
Are we supposed to be the little girl in the picture? I don't know. I just feel like we're troping the maximum.
There's a letter in here. It was
Wonder
wet
who
and
it's from.
stuck to the side of the mailbox, but I got it.
You're so proud of yourself.
It's a handwritten note from George Austin. Ask.
Oh no.
I'm sure they won't miss it. This letter is soaking wet. It's
Oh my
practically
god,
falling
it's
apart
so
in my
good.
hands.
Wired Al Yankovic. That also could be like a Phoenix Wright character. 163 East in New. The Wired. Can I make an educated guess as to what that would be? I don't think so.
It's hard to see inside.
Alright, Joey, you're up.
Hello?
Anything?
Seems quiet so far. Let me look around.
I really think this whole location might be an Unavowed.
A shirt in the middle of the floor.
He's so mad about it.
Looks to be some drawing of a little girl. Cute, but I don't know the first thing about dollhouses.
The first thing is it looks like a little house. I think you know that much.
There looks like it's been sat on more than played with. It's a stuffed globe of the earth. Some kind of stuffed octopus.
He's so confused by the idea of a stuffed animal. Some sort of octopus with unnatural
It's
filling.
a stuffed panda. I can't touch it. I can't
Card.
see inside, but it looks like a Valentine's Day card.
Time to blow on it, probably.
I'm not I can't see.
Okay. Leave this place.
One of the many variations of phone. I prefer not to stick my head into random drawers unless I have to. Besides, look how dark this room is. There's no way I'd be able to see what's inside there.
Check it out. There's a key on a hook that went so well for us last time.
There's only one key on the key rack. The label on it says Emile.
Hello?
Yeah? Is anybody there?
Who are you? Mister? Are you looking for my mom?
Yes. Is she around?
Uh-huh. I have to practice. Sorry.
Piano?
Damn it.
Well, you could try talking to her again. It's really spooky that she's managing that.
She looks 10, maybe 11. Too damn young either way.
I'm gonna refrain from making the obvious joke.
Hi, I'm practicing.
I can see that. You're pretty good.
Thanks.
I'll only be a minute, then you can get back to it.
Well, okay.
I'm
My
Joey.
name's Joey. What's yours?
Are you sure you should be here?
Sure.
I'm Kendra Haskins.
What about your dad? Is he around?
No, he's late.
Late?
Meaning
Late
dead?
from what?
Picking me up. On Fridays we go to the Abacus, and then I live with him until Monday. But he's late.
You said you go to the Abacus.
It's just a really big
Dad
abacus.
takes you to work?
Mm-hmm. He's the boss.
The wired
Dad's the
abacus.
boss, huh? He must be a very important man.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Can you tell me anything else about this abacus place?
It's Dad's work. TVs and computers and stuff. He
Wired
lets me play
abacus.
with them when nobody's around.
Kendra, I need you to tell me the last thing you remember.
Why?
Just humor me.
I was coming home from school and I came here. That's it.
Are you sure?
Yes, I've been waiting for my dad.
Definitely didn't get hit by a car. Oh, okay. Well, that's reassuring. Okay.
Are you here all alone?
No, Mom's here.
Are you sure? I can't find her.
I'm pretty sure. I'd know if she was gone.
I'm psychic, after all. By the way, you're dead?
No, not this time. Not with her. Besides, it's not like that line ever works anyway. Hey, kiddo. I'd like you to come with me.
Why?
Because I'm a super creep. These are all so bad. I'm gonna take you to your
I'm gonna
dad.
take you to your dad.
Dad?
Yeah, he couldn't make it, so I was asked to take you.
What should I have for breakfast?
Eh?
Breakfast? What should I have for breakfast?
Ooh, she's got a code phrase.
I have to practice.
That's so good. You go, little girl. Alright, let's look up the wired abacus.
Just a bedroom, pretty sparsely furnished. Nothing useful in here.
Another fuse box.
You all right?
Yeah, sure, whatever. We got a spook.
Is it Leah Piero?
No, it's her daughter, a little girl.
I see. How old?
10, maybe 11.
And she's okay?
You mean
Well, she's
besides
dead.
being dead? Yeah, she's playing the piano.
So mad about it.
Yeah,
Playing
well.
the piano. The Wired Abacus, the first choice in consumer electronics, has finally come to New York. Visit us at 1 Union Square South, just seconds away from Nerqua. Oh, subway stops. Got it. I don't know that much about those. Sure, we can look at the fridge drawings. I don't know if they have a hitbox. Picture. KK.
KK the Troll. Cute.
Oh, we have the same hitbox again? We're doing that? That's what we're doing?
It's just a fridge, humming quietly.
It does appear to be KK. If you had asked me to draw from memory what KK looked like, I would have failed to do it. But somehow just like seeing that picture on the desk, I'm like, I have seen that before. And I know there was at least some overlap between the continuity of Unavowed and this, because I'd heard reference to it. I don't remember anything specifically. Does that mean this child won't pass on? I don't know what it means. Maybe it means that we'll meet the guy who like partners with her, whose name I don't remember. I want to say Marcus, but I might be making that up. But like he had a bond with her like we have with Joey, more or less. So like we could definitely cross paths with that guy while investigating this dude who is quote one of us. I guess we should go to the place. It's where KK is much more useful than Joey. I seem to recall that being true also.
So Kendra's dad is the boss of this place? This is just a bunch of junk.
You kind of say that about everything. Also, why is every business open at 2
I
a.m.?
remember that old cartoon. It must be on DVD now or something. I'm not here to steal a television.
I am. Wait, why did you come here?
The tag on his shirt says Jordan.
Hello, Jordan.
Hi, can I help you?
How about this
I'm
weather?
surprised you're open with the weather this bad.
Yeah, me too. But I only live 2 blocks away, and I could use the overtime.
I'm looking for the manager. Emil Haskins, I think his name is.
Mr. Haskins? He's not in. Taking time off for personal stuff, I think. I'm not
Also
sure if he'll be
dead?
back.
Thanks.
Sure.
Zoop. Doing a lot of ghost stuff in this game. Look at that classy
A bunch
screensaver.
of meetings and appointments are written down on this thing. Nothing really stands out, but the weekends are all labeled Kendra.
Kendra, sniff, sad
A
face,
bunch of meetings
meeky
and
face.
appointments are written.
It's also okay, whatever.
A bunch of discarded papers.
Keys.
Tag has Leah Pierrot's address on it. Best guess, it's the key to her house.
Yeah, that seems
It
important.
says call Joe. I have no idea who that could be.
What a weird note to leave for yourself.
Looks like an internal memo, some kind of technical stuff. It's all Greek to me. It's a phone, or some variation thereof.
He's so mad about how many different phones there are. I can't exactly blame him. Can I blow on the mouse? It'd be funny.
Huh. Whatever I did, it worked.
I can't believe that's a real solution. Why is it called a moose? Mouse is not like a proprietary like copyright
I don't know
thing.
much about these moose things, but
Oh, for
I've
God's
seen Red
sake.
use them often enough.
The Exeter house.
What a surprise! Nothing happens.
Can't seem to right click to look at anything.
That would just push it onto the floor.
It's worked for me before. It's also not worked for me before.
Nothing happens. It's a trash can. Pretty typical as these things go. Boxes of office junk. Don't know what's inside. Boxes of... I just can't come to grips with it. Someone wrote quarterly earnings on the cover. Positively riveting. A bunch of ledgers stacked up against the wall. Interesting reading for some people, but not to me.
These people seem to be using the same organizational system that my guest room currently employs. I kind of thought I could go through the vent and do fun
The
stuff
light
that way.
barely pierces the gloom. I'm not going out. It says call Joe. I have no idea.
Joe. What was this guy's name?
The tag on his shirt's.
Yeah, Jordan.
I'm not much of a video game player. Looks like a control. Some celebrity is being interviewed on a late night talk show. I have no idea who either of them are. I guess I've been a bit out of touch lately.
Oh, I got a new email. Hello from the Kerala backwaters. It is hot here, but at least there is lots of cool lakes. Good thing Moti can swim. How's the weather in New York? Hope you are keeping warm. I know I am. So she just, like, abandoned the U.S. entirely. That's cool, I guess. Exeter House. Exeter House, 265 Avenue A, impeccably maintained, full-service, pet-friendly coop building, a prime village location. Building allows co-signers, guarantors, and a pied-à-terre. Should probably know what that means. Foot of earth, but like why? I guess I can go there? Yeah, I kind of thought there were going to be a lot of locations in this game, just the way this new transit screen is set up.
It says Exeter House. It's frosted on the inside. I can't see through. Emil seems to be on the 5th floor.
I hadn't taken this to be his house for some reason.
Typical brownstone, tiny hallways, many apartments. There are too many to search them one by one.
He's on the 5th floor? I'll just buzz myself in.
Here he is, Emil Haskins.
Hello?
Hi, is this Emil?
Yes, that's me. Who is this?
My name is
Your
Rosa.
daughter's dead.
Could I come in? I'd like to ask you some questions.
She is really bad at this.
I'm not sure. I'm just trying to learn what happened.
You're not with the police.
No,
Nah,
they won't
definitely
talk to
not.
me. I'm hoping you will.
They won't talk to me either. Come on up.
Rosangela Blackwell, was it?
Yes, that's me.
It's a fake name.
I should have guessed you weren't with the police. I've spoken to enough cops lately to know the difference. So, you said you're trying to learn what happened? What exactly do you know?
Well, yeah, I'll just go in
I know
order.
that something happened to Leah.
Is that all you know?
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
She's been missing for weeks. That's what happened. Big shot police detective. Poof, gone. Then, our daughter. So
Yeah, that part
something happened, and nobody seems to be able to find out what.
I know that Kendra is dead. I'm sorry.
What? No, we don't know that. Nobody
Oh, well,
knows
that's
that.
bad.
Not yet.
Because we do
Search
actually know
for
that.
her, and she's missing, not
I'm
dead.
afraid she is dead.
Of course, I'm sorry.
The police might have given up on her, but I haven't. She's out there, somewhere. I know it.
George Austin was killed last night.
What? George is dead?
You didn't know?
No, of course not. You think the police tell the ex-husband anything? Ex-wife and daughter go missing. I'm suspect number one. How did it happen?
He was shot.
Shot?
He was
Jesus.
super
I can't
shot.
say I liked the guy. Leah dumped me for him after all, but Jesus. I always figured he was into something shady, but I thought it was more white collar. Insider trading or whatever. But someone shooting him? That's like mob stuff. Is that what's going on? Was he in the mob?
I don't know.
Jesus, Leah, some police detective you are hooking up with a mobster.
I don't know if that's what happened.
I hope not. If it did, I'll never forgive her.
Does it seem odd to anyone else that the views of, like, all the windows in this game are, like, intensely green?
You work at the Wired Abacus?
Yeah, real glamorous, right?
I wouldn't know.
It's a job is all I can say. I'm able to afford the rent on this shoebox apartment at least.
Tell me about you.
Can you tell me anything about yourself?
Is it relevant?
Well, it could be.
Well, I'm a tech nerd. Worked for a bunch of startups back in the late 90s. Now I work at a chain store.
So they weren't
This
good
place about 5
startups.
years ago. Rented it from some Indian lady. Rent in this city is highway robbery, but there's no way I'm moving further away from my little girl.
Can you tell me any...
Tech nerd.
Okay. Your daughter.
How did you find out Kendra was missing?
Her school called. The same day her mother didn't show up for work. They thought she was with me. I wish she was.
Also bothered you in the last office, Neko? That should suggest maybe we're dead or looking into the land of the dead. I mean, in some cases I might believe that. I feel like it's pretty clearly not what we're going for in this game because we kind of have an insight to what it looks like to touch on the land of the dead. I feel like at this point we'd know if we were there or even on our way there.
What did you do when Leah disappeared?
Got grilled by the cops for 3 days, even though there was no way I could have done it. I was at work, and I don't know if you've been to that store, but it's got cameras everywhere. But I just stood by and took the abuse, just on the off chance I would say something that could help them. Obviously, I didn't.
Tell me about George Austin.
How well did you know George Austin?
Leah's the one who knew him. They'd been friends for years. She talked about him sometimes.
What did she say?
Well, that's the thing. I got the impression he was kind of a loser.
A loser?
No career, living with his parents, that kind of thing. She felt bad.
Living with
for
his
him. But
parents.
then we get divorced, and he turns up, wearing designer suits and living in a penthouse. And I'm living in this shoebox.
So he joined the cult, maybe, or something?
Are you familiar with Grace Church?
Me? No. But Leah used to go there before we were married. She was really hung up on the place.
It's a weird energy to bring to that answer. Green tinted windows were really trendy in the early 2000s. You might be onto something. It's very like looking at the code in the Matrix or whatever, which was like a super early 2000s thing. I'm just gonna like double click on all these because the game doesn't always make it clear when there's like a follow-up question.
Is there anything else?
No, I don't want to think about him.
Are you familiar with
Me? She was...
How did you...
I met her about 15 years ago. She was just a beat cop then. I was working for a small startup trying to make it big. Our office got robbed and she showed up to take a statement. It was love at first sight or something anyway. We were married for about 10 years, been divorced for about 5.
Can you tell me anything else about Leah?
What else can I say? Great cop, good mother, passable wife. That about covers it.
Do the police know anything?
No. Not that they would tell me if they did.
Tell me.
She started to play the piano last year. We didn't have to make her do it. She wanted to learn. That's Kendra. Quiet, but brilliant. Full of...
Really bad news for you, my guy.
Mistake, but I'd do it all again.
Is there anything you can tell me about Kendra? Anything at all?
I almost feel like you're out of order.
And tell me she's okay.
I'll do my best.
I mean, she's like extremely dead.
Is there anything you can tell
Not
me
as
about
dead as
Kendra?
George. George is like crazy
Just
dead.
find her and tell me she's okay.
George is dead to an extent that few characters, real or fictional, have ever had to endure.
Can you tell me anything else about...
Tech nerd.
Okay, I think I'm like out of stuff.
Well, I'll see you later, Emil.
Yeah. Sure. See ya. Hey, wait. Why are you doing this? You said you weren't with the police, so why?
There's much more at stake.
There's much more at stake.
Maybe. I don't care about the big picture. Can you help her or not?
Yes.
I can help.
Poor guy. He's grieving, and he doesn't even know it yet.
It never gets easier.
Why am I able to do this?
Locked. It won't open from this side.
Emil lives up on the 5th.
Who would I ask about a meal? Get my coffee back. I got a new coffee because a new day started. It's the dawn of the second day. Hey, wait.
There's nothing in that alley worth looking at.
It says you. Can we leave this? Okay. Are you a big coffee drinker, Neko? I don't think I know this. You've mentioned it a couple of times this weekend. I feel like I don't normally hear you talk about it super often. But Rosangela refused to have more than one cup of coffee in her life. You know, you're not wrong. Although, in fairness to the insane logic internal to these games, most of that last game was one day. I think it was 2 total? Well, maybe 3 if you include the boat. The like hacking background cough gets me every time. It's like smooth jazz, and then every now and then like so I can't use Joey in Emil's apartment. I need to figure out what she should have for breakfast, but that wasn't a thing that I can ask about. Probably because Joey is too stupid to understand that's a stranger danger code phrase. So I gotta get into this house, which requires getting the key from his office. I don't think he's gonna let any of that happen, though.
Tempting, but I don't need them.
All I can really do is look at it. The tag has Leah Pierrot's address on it. Best guess, it's the key to her house. It says... I have no idea. I can't...
I couldn't ask him about Joe.
What a surprise.
Why is that? I don't really know the next thing the game wants me to do.
Joey, I'd like to...
does
I
it
have a
listen-
general understanding of what we're doing, but we got like a shotgun of information instead of a lot about a single
I
thing.
wonder if there's anything inside Emil's apartment that can help.
Can't hurt to look.
I wonder.
I mean, it can't hurt to look around, except you won't let me do stuff like that.
Hello?
Huh.
Sure.
Take a look at this photograph. 10/29.
I guess that's the date the picture was taken?
Either that or the numbers you have to enter into the hatch every 108 minutes to stop the world from ending. Sorry, I just watched the 9-hour retrospective from Billiam about the final season of Lost. Make coffee as a hobby, not insane with it or anything. Just stuck with me this game because of how Rosangela consistent and refuses even the tiniest bit of joy in her life. That's entirely fair. That has been a consistent trait, huh? Wow, you know, I feel like they did a really good job of actually making mother and daughter look alike. That doesn't often happen in, like, animated things necessarily.
Lee is a cop, all right. She must have still been a beat cop when this was taken. That's definitely the little girl I saw. I guess that hat belongs to her mother.
What's her badge number? Can I use that somehow?
That's definitely the... It's Emil. He looks leagues different than the sad sack we've been talking to.
What a cool, empathetic guy we are, huh?
Emil is in here, lying on the bed and staring at the ceiling. I should just leave him alone.
Does Emil not think it's strange that he buzzed us up and that we never came to the door? Like, does that not bother him at all?
Some kind of oil painting, I think. I can't tell what it's supposed to be. A phone, I think. It's hard to tell these days.
He's so mad about
That thing needs
phones.
a date with a needle and thread, or a fireplace. Lots of books on accounting and business management. Oh, and a couple of comic books.
Can I knock his phone over?
I'm not just gonna...
Do you like his chair? What do you think this chair is for? Is this like detention in his apartment? Hey, Dronon! Welcome back. How you doing? Yeah, we've made it all the way to Epiphany. We've made some Blackwell progress. Now, they both say that they want me to investigate this place. Not really sure what they want, though. Like, can't Joey blow on everything he sees? No one's stopping him? Because he has the same personality defect that Rosa has, where he, like, can't have any fun. Chair is facing his bedroom, so I think it's there for weird adult purposes. Shouldn't it just be in the bedroom if that's true? I don't know, man. So it doesn't... Weird that I still have this. Hey, wait a minute. If this came from his place of employment and went to her house, does that mean it came from him?
Oh, it's you. Come on in.
You weren't at the door.
what's
I
new?
checked. Put laundry on chairs, but then you also have curtains. You all valid criticism. I mostly have curtains. I do have one window that I currently don't. I should probably get drapes for that at some point. Not drapes. What's the thing I mean? Blinds. But like, I don't know. I feel like most people have a laundry chair. That's not that weird. It's like not super tidy, but it's not that weird. But there's no laundry on this chair. Maybe he's currently doing laundry. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I already asked him about all this stuff. Like, I would like to show him the envelope or ask him about Joe. Can I switch characters during this? No.
Well, I'll see you later, Emil.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Demolition, who, like, has a proper hamper and doesn't have more laundry than goes in a proper hamper. I think he's the cartoon character sort of person who wears only one outfit. Yeah, maybe. Oh, this stuff is so annoying. Oh, maybe I could. Yeah, maybe I can ask about Leah. She's supposed to like the church. That's not what the game suggested I do, but maybe that works.
Yeah.
Leah?
Do you know a woman named Leah? I think she was a member of this church.
Even if she was, I'm afraid the name eludes me. I'm sorry.
You could use her last name like a not psychopathic person.
Do you know anything about a little girl named Kendra Haskins?
I'm afraid not. I'm sorry.
Do you know a guy named Emil Haskins?
I'm afraid I don't. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, at this point, with the amount of space I have in the new house, I don't really use the laundry chair. I definitely did at the old apartment. So, like, I'm familiar with laundry chair, I guess is my point. I mean, the game says it wants me to explore his apartment, but, like, there's not like, a good way to do that. Is there more I can get from here, somehow? I mean, again, it's not what the game is telling me to do, but it's not always good at telling me the right thing to do. Oh yeah, I didn't really check this room very much.
Just an empty shelf.
Piece of paper I can't check on the floor.
Some miserable old dame in a crinoline.
Just
a poster for some old junk car. A Christmas tree. Plastic, naturally. Some half-empty old plastic bottles.
It seems weird for Joey to be mad about a plastic Christmas tree. That feels out of character.
A kid's bike with a crumpled front wheel.
Well, no, let me be more specific about that. It seems weird for Joey to be mad that a Christmas tree is made of plastic. The notion that he'd be mad about people being happy about stuff, totally in character. The idea that he'd care about the sanctity of Christmas but mad about the fact that it's plastic feels way out of character.
A blown light bulb.
Blown light bulb, you say?
I'm not just gonna blow on every...
Well, you just said... That's not on me.
What am I supposed to do? Sing to it? Hey, Kendra. Sorry to bother you again.
Well...
What about your dad? Is he around?
No, he's late.
Late? Late for what?
Picking
Very
me up.
important date.
On Fridays we go to the Abacus, and then I live with him until Monday. But he's late.
You have a laundry table, Neko? I appreciate that. My table is to ward off the ants and hold mail, mostly. I was really excited, like 2 days ago, it had been the case that I hadn't seen an ant in like somewhere between like 8 and 10 days, and I was like, yeah, no ants. And then like literally yesterday, I think I saw an ant, and I was like, you best be joking me. It's just the one. I think the bug treatment's doing its job. I don't know the next thing to do.
I'm looking for Leah, your mother. Any idea where she could be?
She's here.
Do you ever go to Grace Church?
No, but Mom does.
She does.
It's a little
She used to go a lot. Not anymore, though.
Do you know George Austin?
You mean Mom's friend?
Sure.
Yeah,
He's okay. Mom likes him.
but you don't.
Dunno.
Yeah, I feel like he predates the mass production of plastic trees. If he's from the 1920s or 1930s, because my guess is also that they started around the 50s. I'm not entirely sure though. From his perspective, it looked depressing for people to be buying plastic instead of real trees. But like, again, to me, the distinction is like, I'm fine with him being mad about Christmas because he seems to hate joy. It feels weird for him to like gatekeep Christmas because it doesn't seem like something I'd expect him to care about.
No, you might not know what that means yet, but you're not.
Okay. I'm gonna practice now.
Sure. Looks to be...
It's a self-portrait.
No, I can get her insight on
Can't
stuff.
see inside, but it looks like a Valentine's Day card.
It's from my dad.
Cute, but I don't know the first thing about dollhouses.
That's okay. Neither do I. None of my dolls fit in there anyway.
That bear looks like it's been sat on more than played with.
It's his fault if he doesn't get out of the way.
It's a stuffed globe of the earth. Some kind of stuffed octopus.
His name is Cute Thulu.
Cute Thulu! His name is Cute Thulu!
His name is Cute Thulu.
You think a man from 1920s America wouldn't gatekeep Christmas? I do. I think he would either be an Ebenezer Scrooge or a guy who likes Christmas, and he doesn't strike me as a guy who likes Christmas, so it's weird for him to gatekeep Christmas. It seems like he would just be mad about Christmas. Went to the local hardware chain and they're already putting Christmas inventory out? Yeah, had the same experience at the local pharmacy.
It's a stuffed panda.
She's Pandora the Giant. Her home planet is the globe ball, but she's too big to go back, so she stays here.
That's all fine and good. It's not as good as Cute Thulu.
She's left this shirt in the middle of the floor. I guess she won't be picking it up.
Nothing to say about that one. Alright, I guess I'll leave this wretched place. I do have just the emote for Cute Thulu. Cthulhu.
Nothing. Just a feeling. We've seen some pretty nasty stuff in our day, but there's something about this house. Forget it. I don't know what I'm talking about.
If only I had super strength, I could go around the back and throw a brick through the back window. You know what I mean? I have a really stupid idea. Give me a sec.
I don't have much coffee left. I don't want to waste it.
Okay, well, I could have done something.
Can we talk?
What?
Maybe I should snoop around Emil's place.
Alright, it's being even more explicit if I take it from his side of the conversation, but I really don't know what there is to do over there. I feel like I was reasonably comprehensive.
No point.
Alright, I'm still Joey.
Hello?
Hi, Emil. It's me again.
Sure. Come on.
Zoop. Wait, is that something to do with the date? That's like the only like real information that was there. 1029. What does that do for me? 1029. Does this game have a hotspot option? Not that it's made me aware of. I don't think any of the others did either. 1029.
I guess that's the day.
Good is that? 1029 is presumably her birthday because she has a birthday cake. What does that do for me? What does knowing her birthday do for me? It's not obvious. Yeah, I mean, it could be a password, but like to what? I guess maybe it's for the point that we can get into his office, but I don't know how to do that. So it feels weird that that would be the thing the game wants me to do right now. And none of the dialogue options seem to let me ask him if I can have access to his office to help his daughter or whatever. Let me just knock over the picture.
I'm not just gonna...
Let me just blow on everything I see.
I'm not just gonna blow on everything I see.
Boy, what a downgrade.
I'm not...
Can I talk to me from the door?
I got something to say.
Uh-huh. What's up?
Maybe I should snoop around.
I just don't understand. I definitely feel like I'm missing something. And it feels like it's the game and not me, but I don't
I can't
know.
tell what it's supposed to be. Emil is in here, lying on the bed and staring at the ceiling. I should just leave him alone.
Well, if he's just lying there by himself, try blowing on
I'm
him?
not just gonna blow on it.
Alright. I mean, it doesn't feel like there's anything else to get other than...
I can't... Lots of books on accounting and business management.
The
Oh, and a
birthday.
couple of comic...
I'd better hold on to this for now.
Why do I need it? We dunk it in coffee? No?
He can get it. It's a handwritten note from George Austin.
Yeah, okay. I need you to understand, though, Neko, that, like, I can get into his office as a ghost. The ghost cannot enter the password. So I'm still missing an intermediary step before that information is useful. Like, it is unlikely that this man will let me just walk in here.
Locked, of course. Hi again.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way I can get into the manager's office?
Did he give you permission to go in there?
Yes.
Yes, he did.
Oh, then he should have given you the code.
Code?
Yeah, for the keypad next to the door.
Thanks.
Sure.
Apparently it's for the door.
Of course.
Apparently I was meant to just ask that man if I could go into the locked office. You know, like a psychopath?
The sign says locked, of course.
Oh, this is the keypad? I maintain that that doesn't make any sense. Like, you can sass me for that if you want. But, like, the game does not present the keypad. I'm supposed to learn that by trying to brute force my way into the office like a psychopath. And I like the music here, too. Jay Leader, Ari Kendrick. So there's, like, one lawyer in the whole city, huh? Leah might be just a police officer, but she has a secure and stable income. You do not. Your promotion to manager of the new Abacus is a good first step. Keep at it a few more years. We could talk about getting more custody. Lame. You sure about this online game? This is from Leah. Trollgate or whatever it's called? Do I have to tell you about all the creeps that hang out online? She's determined to play the theme on the piano, so at least there's that. Perhaps it's harmless. You know more about this stuff than me. Just make sure she doesn't do anything stupid, okay? Abacus admin, parental eye. Emil, got a new shipment of the parental eye software coming your way. Could you try to upsell it? Maybe to overly paranoid NYU parents? Boss is desperate to get rid of the stuff. Mark it down to whatever you want. Undisclosed no subject. For all net, it's Tomo again. Leah about Trollgate. Emil, I got a copy of that parental eye software you recommended. I installed it on Kendra's computer. Now my computer and yours can read her email. You just need to install it on your office computer and you're in business. I don't think I love this. Follow-up. Maybe you're right. It's a huge breach of trust, and she'd kill me if she found out. She's a smart kid. I'm sure she can handle cyberspace. In this respect, she's more your daughter than mine. Install it if you want to, but I'm out. Abacus admin, deal with it. No, I have no idea who Tomo is. You're supposed to be in charge. Can't you control your own office spam? Really hostile. Leah Piero, help. Huge favor to ask. Can you pick Kendra up a bit early tonight? George and I have theater tickets, and the show starts earlier than we thought. He replied, we're swamped here today. I'm not sure if I can get away early. Can you drop her off here? Fine, we'll drop her off at Abacus. It's only heavy midtown traffic and 40 blocks out of our way. Hey, girl, you screwed up your own schedule. He's not responsible for that. He's got work. He's an adult. Kendra, I got it. I can play the tune from Trollgate. No sheet music or anything. I'll play it for you this weekend. Sam Durkin. Where are they? I understand your frustration, Mr. Haskins, but I have to ask you to stop phoning our office. We're just as concerned with finding Officer Piero and Kendra as you are. This is our job. As soon as we know anything, you'll be the first to know. George, I know we don't see eye to eye, but what kind of monster do you take me for? I had nothing to do with whatever happened to Leah. I would never harm that little girl. I will assume it's fear and frustration and possibly alcohol talking and leave it at that. Well, this was super helpful. By which I mean, I don't think any of that was super helpful. I guess the idea is I'm supposed to get parental eye software and then read the daughter's email?
I'll use the mouse when I need to.
Oh yeah, I got the keys too.
Labeled this should get me into Leah Piero's house.
That's pretty important. Who the heck's
I
Joe?
don't see why I'd need that note. It says call Joe.
Call Joe.
I don't need to use it.
Siri, call Joe? I can't seem to call Joe.
It will take forever to go through all this stuff.
Yeah, but it'd be funny, right?
There's nothing in there. There are way too many papers and ledgers in this office. Hi again.
Mm-hmm.
Parental
Do
Eye.
you have any copies of the Parental Eye software?
Parental Eye? Yeah, we got plenty of those left. They didn't sell very well. I guess people don't like to spy on their children, but me, I don't judge. Anyway, we got a bunch behind the counter. That'll be $14.99.
Do you take debit cards?
Sure. Here you go.
Thanks.
I was really concerned when he said, like, I guess people don't like to spy on their children, but me? Like, oh no. I don't think I like the direction this sentence is going.
Thanks.
Sure.
So, do I put that on my home computer? Do I put it on his computer?
It seems to be installed. It doesn't
Checking
look like Kendra has any emails on her computer, but if she gets any, I suppose I can use this piece of software to read them.
Found the key before the lock, huh? That's a weird way for that to work. Use a face that suggests he spies directly. I'm not gonna address that, but, you know, he's gotta look. So I guess I'm just gonna break into this house now. Oh, they just reused the same key graphic.
That did it. It's about time. I'm freezing out here.
I'm gonna get me a Christmas tree.
It's freezing in here.
Hey, wait, what is this key for?
Oh, good. You feel it too. I was worried it was just me.
What is it?
I don't know. Nothing nice, that's for sure.
The label on the key says Emil.
Oh no. Oh, it's a really bad sign that I can take that. That man's gonna die, everyone.
Just some linens and old chinaware. Nothing relevant that I can see. No signature on the painting. Probably done by a relative or something. I'm not that hungry.
Weird line to draw. Upstairs?
Just a sparse and empty bedroom. I don't need to carry around planks of wood.
You are a terrible adventure game protagonist.
It seems to be in perfect working order. I wonder why all the lights are off.
Because everyone here is dead, and also we haven't paid our electrical bills, because everyone here is dead.
Like I need any more junk on my walls. An ad for a sports car. A plastic Christmas tree. There's a lot of dust on it. Was it even used last December?
I don't know, man. Everyone here's
Air
dead.
freshener and bug spray. I think I'll pass. A child's broken bicycle. It's not exactly the weather for bike riding. There's nothing on the shelf worth taking.
We should, at some point, figure out who the actual worst adventure game protagonist is. She's certainly not good.
It says KK the Troll.
She doesn't seem to care about the drawing.
I already have a phone of my own.
La-dee-da, Miss Phone Haver.
It's a Valentine's Day card. It says, for a special daughter. It's very sweet.
It's like really morbidly hilarious to me how much they care about this girl. I'm not saying it's like inappropriate that they care this much about a girl who died under such unfortunate circumstances, but like they deal with death all the time, and just like anything to do with this girl, they're just like, oh no. Can I take Cute Thulu?
Take Kendra's toys.
No, but like Cute Thulu I can have, right? For as payment for my work, I can have Cute Thulu.
Hi, Kendra?
Uh-huh.
I'm looking for your mother. Is she around?
She's here. Somewhere. I need to practice.
Hi.
Uh-huh.
I'm a friend of Joey. You met him earlier?
Oh yeah. Is he around?
He always is.
Okay. Tell him hi. I have to practice now.
She really doesn't like me.
Hi. If you're willing to talk to Joey, you can talk to me as well. We're friends.
Sorry.
Hi. Could I
Notes. Oh, okay. Why does she like Joey? He sucks.
Hey, Kendra? Sorry to bother you.
Well...
You know, this is helpful.
Okay, but I'll be around.
Sure.
So we got a key to Ami's house. That's about it, huh? I mean, can we break into his home? Why would we do it? Didn't mean to click the snowman. Let's try to buzz up.
No response.
Okay, so just taking the key caused him to die then, huh?
It fits. I probably should check to see if Emil is home before barging in.
Nah, this is like way funnier. Wow, wow. Oh, this is why he has a sketchy chair, so he can be kidnapped without changing art assets.
I shouldn't mess with the guy. Look at him, poor guy.
I don't know what we're doing. I thought he was tied up on the chair, but he's just sleeping on it? That feels way weirder.
I don't want to barge in on Emil. I
don't need another restraining order.
No response.
I don't know what we're doing.
It's just a bedroom, empty of any furniture except a tiny bed. No reaction. Hey, get over.
Uh-huh.
Did Kendra have any friends? Interests? Hobbies?
She played an online game called Trollgate.
Well, I guess that's something.
I mean, I don't know how to use that. He doesn't have Trollgate on his computer. I don't have it on my phone, and she won't turn on her home computer. It wasn't part of the spyware. Then we could try downloading it on our computer. It didn't seem to be an option on his. Oh,
It takes about an hour to boot. My old computer. It takes about an hour.
Yeah, maybe we just... Trollgate now available for my phone. Great. Yeah, download it. Hooray. Enter login. Okay. Enter your password. Cthulhu. That doesn't appear to have worked. I can see her emails, but she doesn't have any emails. Oh, wait a minute. Ding. Enter security. What is your mother's maiden name? It's Hero, right? Because Haskins is the dad's name. Okay. Now we just have to go back to his office. It's the worst security question. It's not good. It's insane that, like, it feels super weird that I keep going into this dude's office to use his work computer. Her password is Chopin? Well, that's unnerving. Of all things in this world. I mean, I know she likes the piano, but still. Welcome back. Chat log. Not really how this works. Trollmo. Hey, what district you in? Whittakin. You? I'm close by. I'll join you. Poppy. Yo, what you up to? Not much, playing from my dad's office. He's working late today. Does he work at Abacus? Get him to hook us up with stuff. Well, no. Or... Dresdy. A Shanoyan thief stole all my gold. Maybe your mom can arrest him. Let me ask her. She says, did the theft occur in Midtown? Lol, no. Boy, the mom was right for to be concerned about KK being online, huh? I mean, like, she's offering some social engineering type information with, like, no prompting. Promo again. So noisy. Oh, she says it. So noisy. Huh? Downstairs, construction guys in the basement. What are they doing? No idea. Froyo. Okay, we're raiding over in Loganzi Hills. You want in? Nah, I'm at the library. Probably should log off. You playing at the library? Shh. She's great. Basement construction's finished. There's a big hole in the wall. Really? What's in there? Nothing at all. Mom's been really acting weird lately, to be honest. Homo hugs. Oh. Poppy. Yo, you think your dad hooked me up with a new phone? Mine's old and about to die. Told you to stop asking about that stuff. Sorry. Hey, Galvanite attack over here in Grundy Grotto. You want in? Mom blocked the big hole with a shelf. Really? At least the hole's gone. I guess. Anyway, on my way. What a super weird way to find some basic information. Privacy means nothing to Rosangela Blackwell. To the basement. Things like that are no longer NIST compliant. You mean Chopina's password or the parental software? I know that was an old comment.
It's not moving.
Oh, I know.
Who are you?
I beg your pardon?
That's Officer Piero, and you don't get to ask questions. You can't see it, but there's a Bushnell 22mm rifle aimed right at your head. Step into the middle of the room now. Good. Now turn around. Face the shelf. Now I repeat, who are you?
Well, that's a problem. Oh, the maiden name thing. I feel like I just recently had some site that like listed it as an option. And I was like, really? 2024? This is the halfway point of the game. I kind of thought we were close. Let's like finish out this conversation and save the rest. I'm actually surprised we managed to make this much progress with a couple really hard blocks in there. I don't think we actually needed any hints. We just needed to get real mad. I'm going to say I'm the bestower, because she is close with George, and maybe that means something to
I'm
her.
Rosangela Blackwell. I'm the bestower.
The bestower? You're the bestower? You?
As far as I know.
Thank God. You have no idea. No idea what it's been like.
I don't.
In this little panic room. Waiting, not knowing.
Not knowing what? What exactly is going on?
Wait, you mean George didn't tell you?
He got super killed.
He died before he could tell me anything.
Died? George is dead?
Yes.
Super dead.
I'm sorry.
Did you save him? His ghost?
No, he super died.
Whatever.
No. Leah?
Sorry, we were close. Towards the end. He was a good person. A bit lost maybe, but we all were. He didn't deserve that. Hell, none of us do.
So I'm really upset because she has implied now that she holed up in a panic room she created in the basement, and I don't know, let KK starve to death? Like, what happened here?
Where are you?
Behind the wall, in a little room. The room has been specially sealed. Nothing physical or spiritual can harm us in here. We have enough supplies to last us a few more months, but we probably won't need it now that you're here.
Leah, I need you to tell me what happened.
Of course. George didn't tell you. He couldn't have told you. He won't be telling anybody anything ever again.
No,
Leah,
for sure.
Please.
He's very
Yes,
dead.
I know, it's just hard to say. I mean, who could I tell? Who would believe me? Emil? Corey? Sam? God, they must be worried sick. There was no time to say goodbye, but at least we're safe in here.
Did she think KK's alive in there? Oh, God. Oh, jeez.
Sorry, did you say we? Is someone else in there with you?
Yes, my little Kendra.
Oh, God.
I didn't want her to get mixed up in all this, but I'm going to save her too if I can.
Wait, that means that we're definitely talking to her ghost, right? Like, this woman is not alive, but she, like, showed up on a computer screen?
Leah, Kendra is dead. I'm sorry.
I know that. Of
Oh.
course I know that. But sometimes I can pretend she's just...
I'm, like, really worried
still.
about you.
So still. But Her spirit is still with me.
No,
can't
she's playing
see her, but I
piano.
can feel her, sense her. It helps.
Your spirit's in the other room, you ding dong.
Leah, are you sure Kendra's spirit is in there?
Of course. She has to be. I
Why
had
would
to
we
bring
ask
her
her
here
this?
with me. I had to keep her spirit safe. Safe from whatever happened to George. To the others. In here with me, she's safe. She is safe, isn't she?
I don't even know how to answer that question. I mean, she's not in the... Actually, wait. This is a good point. If she thinks this thing is spiritually sealed so that, like, supernatural stuff can't get to her and can't just, like, float it outside, like, ghosts can kind of do what they want, right?
I can't say if she's safe or not, but she's not in there with you.
What? How? How can you know that?
Because I'm the bestower.
Well, you know who I am. What I can do. I saw her. Kendra. Her ghost, I mean. She's not in there with you. I'm sorry.
You saw her. That means they wouldn't have done that. They wouldn't dare, would they? Hold my daughter's soul for ransom? That's sick.
Her soul is fine. For the moment. She's upstairs in her room.
Oh, thank God.
Hey, what does she want for breakfast?
My daughter is dead, and I'm thanking God. I can't do this much longer. You must think I'm horrible.
I mean, I'm
Help her,
worried
won't you?
about you.
That's what you do, right?
Yes, that's what I do.
Okay. So, like, actually tell me what happened. I know the Blackwell games aren't good about this, but, like, maybe actually tell me what happened.
I really need you to tell me what happened. I can't help you if you don't tell me.
Help Kendra first. I'm sorry that
Okay,
she has
super annoying.
I feel bad for George and the others, but this is Kendra. Damn everyone else.
Then I'm gonna need you to tell me what's for breakfast.
Everything you need to know.
Okay, yeah, tell me about breakfast. That's my immediate question.
What does Kendra like for breakfast?
Breakfast? What does that have to do with anything?
I don't know. She keeps asking about breakfast.
Oh, the password.
Password?
If I
Yeah,
was
still on
busy
the uptake.
on a case, I'd ask a colleague to escort Kendra home. She didn't know everyone I worked with, so I taught her to ask them, what did I have for breakfast? And if they replied, prunes and a Danish, she would know that.
Because obviously the child would never have prunes and a Danish.
It was supposed to keep her safe.
Okay, I'm not gonna commit to that. Let's just see what happens.
I'm going to leave now, Leah.
Just one question before you go. How is she? Does she know that she's, you know?
If she did, I'd send her to the great
She
beyond.
will. That's part of how it works. They come to terms with it, and then they leave.
I see. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you have to do this. This whole thing just spiraled out of control.
Yeah, it always does.
I'm curious about one thing, though.
Ow!
That's
What the hell was that?
odd. Why does it keep him from going in, but it doesn't stop her from coming out?
You okay?
Sure. Just give me a second. I thought the basement smelled a little funny, but I never thought...
Yeah. Take all the time you need.
Well, KK came out as a ghost, because otherwise she wouldn't be here, because her body is inside. Now, I am a little concerned how it is that KK died, but the mom did. I mean, I'm confused. I want to say it's just a case where the mom is dead and doesn't realize it because that's how ghosts work. But, like, she did seem to interact with physical objects. It's implied she died before she went into the wall. I'll be honest, I didn't get that sense. I can see why you say that. I don't feel like that was strongly implied. Probably should do this with Joey.
Hey, Kendra? Sorry to bother you again, but I have something I want to ask you.
Well, okay.
Listen, I really think you need to come with me.
Why?
I'm gonna take you to your mom.
I'm gonna take you to see your mom.
I told you. Mom's right here. And I need to practice. Sorry.
Hey, Kendra? Sorry to bother.
Well...
Listen.
It sucks here.
This place is depressing. You need to get out of here.
I'm fine. Thanks. I need to practice.
Hey, sorry.
Well,
listen.
Just cause.
Just trust.
No.
Alright, fine. We'll figure this out later. I feel like there might be another step to this, and I don't know that I want to commit all the way to that. Last night was a long one. If we're about halfway, it's probably a place to stop. Just kind of wanted to make sure I was still positioned so that I could finish this before we came around to next Saturday. Yeah, I mean, I'll exhaust all the options. Oop. I feel like she should be screwing up more as a small child playing the piano. I'll close it. Yeah, I'm tired. I don't know. I feel like we've managed to hit... It always takes a slightly different form, but the Blackwell games have this nasty tendency to get real bogged down in some pointless details and then, like, suddenly open up, like, really fast. And, like, again, I think I'd say that it comes from, like, a lack of clear cause and effect. I feel like causal relationships are really important to a well-constructed adventure game, in the sense that, like, having a clear process of why you do the next thing in order, or why, I guess, the player should understand the next thing to do in order, is, like, really important to making it a seamless experience that, like, doesn't require walkthrough or brute force. And that just has not been a strength of these games, in my opinion. You know, we've continued to demonstrate, like, the backwards thinking and weird stuff. Like another backwards thinking, I think, is the whole manager's office situation, where it's like, it does not occur to me, a human being from Earth, to, like, barge my way into the office of the manager of a random store without cause or justification. But, like, I just, like, go up to him, like, can I go in the office? He's like, if you have the password. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'll figure out the password. But, like, I don't know. It, like, technically I know the keys are in there. It's just, like, you only find out that there is a password to get in the office by either asking him to go in, which doesn't make any sense, or just trying to open the door, which also doesn't make any sense. I felt like I was looking for, like, a key to enter the office. I don't know. It just seems bizarre to me. But yeah, I don't know how long... You know, you said earlier, Neko, that you felt like it was implied that she died before she went into the wall. But, like, I have questions along the lines of, like, how long she's been dead or what state the body's in. And I feel like those are sort of entangled with, you know, when she died and when the panic room got closed up. It's interesting. The tone of this game is grim, even more so than I think all of the other games. And it feels like a very deliberate choice, but I'm not sure why. Also not sure why we're still working the Countess angle, and why none of the three people, the Countess, her spirit guide, or Joey, seem to have any recollection of that happening. Like, that's very annoying to me. There's, like, a lot of things about this game I found really annoying. I mean, some of them are just a continuation of existing stuff. Like, the Google search is kind of a fun concept, but I don't think the games use them particularly well. sometimes there's something that feels Googleable and isn't. And I feel like the opposite, the inverse is also true of like, sometimes it wants you to Google something and get information in a way that doesn't necessarily feel like you would narrow it down enough to make sense. I think that's less of an issue, but I do think both are problems. I mean, I'm definitely interested in getting the KK backstory. She was perhaps the single best character in a game full of pretty well-defined characters. Also, I just kind of want to help her, but it is weird. Lucas says, I thought she died in the panic room until the officer said that she knew her daughter was already dead and wasn't surprised that you knew. Oh, I thought you said that after she had relayed that, which is why I was like, I don't know. I didn't get the sense that was... Basically, I think we're at a point where we don't know for sure when it happened, and I don't know how important that is, but I do think it's something we have yet to discover. I'll say that, I mean, whether or not this game has like a defined ending for the entire series, I just don't think, you know, it's complicated, right? Like a game like this, you have no idea if it's going to be successful, if you're going to be in a position to make more of them, whatever. I just don't feel like this series has specifically built up to anything. Like, this plot thread of the possibility of an organization that, like, knows about supernatural stuff that, like, is beyond the scope of what you dealt with feels like it's something that should have been introduced in game, like, 2 or 3. And it's basically finally established at the end of 4 out of 5 games. So, like, I don't know what I think our end goal is going to be. I'm inclined to say I'm not going to be satisfied by what it is. Call me cynical, but, like, I just don't think we've set up enough for it to be like, oh, of course, we've gotten to the bottom of this thing that we just found out about the other day. You know, like, it just... We spend so much... Again, I feel like this series gets bogged down with details a lot. And so, like, a lot of these cases, you have, like, multiple steps where you're just, like, iterating on stuff that's not important for the sake of, like, adding extra steps to the process. Again, it's not that I think that there should be no obstacles to progress and that everything should happen immediately necessarily, but I do think it is the case that, like, the obstacles should make sense and matter. Like, just throwing obstacles in our way to make the game longer isn't super compelling, and I think it leads to more of those, like, backwards logic problems where it's like, yeah, I guess once I already know the solution, I understand why you think that's part of the problem-solving process. But, like, as someone who's actually trying to get to the bottom of whatever this is, or help KK, or, you know, whatever, choose your most compelling reason to do the thing where the protagonists have not. Like, you know, it just doesn't feel like this would be part of my process to get to the bottom of this. And, you know, I think the tutorial here is maybe the worst in the series. Like, it's rough. Like, it makes weird use of the bad Google search. It has, like, finicky toggle stuff between the two characters. It has, like, a really esoteric logic puzzle that, like, yields, like, confusing information and then, like, ultimately is, like, resolved, like, quite spontaneously by, like, asking a question that, again, just doesn't seem like a logical thing to ask, let alone, like, a solution to this girl's problem. Yeah, the art bricks were weird. The fact that they called it a key when, like, it was like a puzzle was weird. Like, I get it. There was a key hidden in the puzzle, but they're like, look for the key in the stairwell. And it's, like, literally not there. And then, like, I, the player who haven't played this game before, like, am specifically looking for a key and there's nothing remotely key related. And then the only way to know that the graffiti on the stairwell is the puzzle is to, like, randomly go outside and look at, like, a unremarkable wall that, like, doesn't graphically replicate that it has, like, interesting puzzle elements on it. Like, just, like, not, like, a great implementation. And I honestly felt like we were going to run super long trying to hit a halfway mark just because I felt like I burned ages on that intro, but I guess it's supposed to be long. I don't know. But at this point, I would say that the plan is still to try and finish this next Friday. Then we'll have our special Saturday stream next Saturday, wherein you will help determine the fate of the game. And do please join me. I'll make more notices on the Discord and try to remember to put it on social media, even though I don't think anyone gets their information from there, from me at least. But I think a lot of you will enjoy it. I think some of you who aren't necessarily as in on the joke will still appreciate it on face value, and just the more the merrier. I think the more people are involved, the better experience we will have overall. Or maybe I'm completely wrong, I don't know, but the only way to know is to try, and the only way to try is for you to join me. Plus you did bring the Countess's guide back from the void at the end of the last game. That's not technically correct. I know what you're thinking of, but we didn't bring the guide back. We brought well, actually, didn't we just go back ourselves and found that the dead woman was there? Not the guide, but Lisa Tenzin, the psychic. I know you retweet my stuff, Demolition. I just mean, I don't think people use that as a source to get their information, but I still put it out there. I don't know. I don't think... I think the Countess's guide stayed in the void. I think she, like, told us what to do, and then we just vanished. But now I can't remember. If she came back, how come she didn't help us at all? It seems weird. I don't know. Like, the whole Countess... Like, the Countess thing was kind of good as, like, a short-term villain. But I guess my overall issue is I don't think we ever did anything to make me feel compelled that there was more to the story than what we originally got. Like, I kind of liked the weird metaphorical diner, but, like, I don't know. I just feel like we set such a powerful tease relatively early on of, like, oh, what happened to this woman? Like, she was a medium like us and something weird happened. And, like, after, like, multiple games touching on that story, we still have almost no additional information. Like a throwaway line of dialogue and a confusing and, like, ill-conceived flashback in this game gives us more information than, like, 3 consecutive games. Which was that, like, somehow her effort to transition her medium powers to someone else probably set things in motion. But, like... that's like a big, like, why is it even possible to try something like that and for it to go that badly? And what exactly happened? It's confusing and not compelling is really the bottom line. I could gripe about it for a while, but I think that's really the bottom line. Is like, I just don't think the story is told in such a way that I'm like, oh, like, of course I'm invested in this, you know? And I couldn't tell you exactly why it doesn't speak to me in that way. Like, there's plenty of, like, mediocre fiction that I'm still sort of like, sure, I get the idea. Let's see how this plays out. And it's just like, for some reason, it doesn't hit it. Maybe because, like, it's been such a... Yeah, maybe that's it. The Blackwell games are not much on rising action. Like, the stakes don't really change much of the time in these games. It's just sort of like, oh, well, the ghost isn't currently in the afterlife. Like, occasionally things escalate, but, like, usually for a short period of time, or maybe just for the very end of the game. So it's not like we found out about the Countess, and then she started killing, and so it was urgent, and then, like, something changed or whatever. It's like, we killed her when she started killing people, and then she just, like, showed up again and was doing exactly the same thing. And then we got rid of her again, and now I, like, really don't have a reason to care, because she's, like, gone now. She's not doing anything. I mean, we're not quite to the end yet, but I think I'm inclined to say now what I kind of felt after, like, the first 2 games, which is, like, perhaps the best thing to come out of the Blackwell games is a fraction of the mythology of Unavowed, which feels, for my money, a lot more well thought out and compelling. And some amount of that is surely from over a decade of experience making adventure games. But, like, I am genuinely still a little surprised that there isn't more growth inherent to continuing this series throughout the course of 5 games. Like, there's definitely improvement. A lot of it is technical in nature. I don't know. I still can't decide if I'm being too harsh. It is a case where I've heard a lot of good things about it, and I don't hate these games, but I do find myself a little frustrated frequently with the logic nature of things, and also a little disappointed, perhaps, just because I've heard such good things. Certainly nowhere near the level of the hype I got from people that I trusted regarding Life is Strange, and then I played it, and I just absolutely, really hated that. Just not a great experience. But I think I'm done talking mostly to myself about this. I think everyone's very tired. I know I am. But you know I can't complete a stream without prompting you to find a secret Squirtle. Somewhere in the realm of this office, such as it currently exists, I've hidden some number of Squirtles. And of course, for you to locate a Squirtle would be an omen of good luck for you in the coming days. So I do encourage you to consider where Squirtle may be hiding. And if you find one, well, he could bring you quite the good fortune. So take a look around. I got some juice apple left. I had to do a lot of thinking and talking to myself, so I didn't get through as much of it. Side note, the Marvel Strike Force webpage has a wallpaper section now. I did hear about that from somewhere. Not the best technically, but some of them are good. I imagine pool party appeals. While we're on this tangent, twice in the past 7 days, I opened one of those like stupid, terrible event orbs that like give you like 1 shard at a time, like 80% of the time, and got like 100 character shards in a single go. Once for the newest one, Blade, and once for Nimrod, who I wanted to get. I'm like, I don't know who broke the odds, but I'll take it. Secret Squirtle behind Vulpix or Squidbeard, Oob the Ghost, Donut Cat. I kind of forgot where Donut Cat ended up. Spoiler alert. Donut Cat was originally here on the table beside me, and then I realized that things were positioned so that you couldn't see Candy Corn, and I was upset, so I had to reposition things, and then Cat ended up somewhere else. Deleting the account. Yeah, that's fair. It's like I put a lot of faith in the wrong people, especially because you tried Life is Strange due to the high praise people gave it. Yeah, that's entirely fair. Yeah, I would say that about those people. I mean, one of them maybe not so much. The other one has reached a point in their life where, like, a lot of people that I know who know them think very ill of them. So yeah, I think that's probably fair. Yeah, let's look for Squirtle, huh? But maybe I'll get to bed at a reasonable hour. Alright, so what were these guys? We got Oop Ghost, we got Vulpix, we got Squidbeard, we got Donut. Oh, there goes those headphones. What did that snag on? Literally nothing? Excellent. So good. Well, let's start all the way back here. Donut Cat? I mean, it'd be really hard to hide something there, to be honest. It's Donut Cat. And also, I'll put Donut Cat there at the very end. I don't actually know what gender Donut Cat identity. I guess they have a pink ribbon. It's good chance it's a lady cat. There's like a cat guardian of my house that I'm very fond of. I don't know if she's sleeping by the tree today, but most nights she sleeps by the tree outside. We got a close-up of Donut Cat. Let's take a look at Squidbeard. Yarr. Squidbeard is also acting as a guardian of sorts, but he guards. And there goes Drifloons. Let's see. And we got Vulpix. Vulpix's secret is Hans the Porky Pirate. Yarr. And Oob Ghost. Oob. Ooh, Ghost is hanging out with Jolly Coughing. Cover! So I'll let you in on a little secret, because I don't think I intend to keep up the bit any longer at this point. For at least the past, like, week and a half or something, I've put out all the bears that I have in honor of the fact that Griff, the detective bear, is probably the best character in the franchise. And as an homage, as long as they've been out, all these bears, they got a Squirtle. So we got Squirtle there. We got Squirtle behind my college teddy bear. And Squirtle behind Brown Bear. But I imagine I'll be doing something different next week. I'm kind of tired of just hiding all the Squirtles behind the bears. Have I been following Bat Bear Week? Is that a thing? I don't know what that is. No, it sounds like something you made up. I don't know what that is. Is it something that can be condensed in the form of a single Twitch comment in the amount of time before I lose interest in being awake anymore? I really like Oob Ghost. Wildlife Org hosts photo shoot bracket of wild bears. Nope, that still sounds fictional. One other point of interest, to me at least. The tag on the Tiny Ninja Turtle came off. I put him in one of the baskets yesterday. I think it was Pumpkin Bat. And when I took him out today to reset things, it's like, oh, there's something in the bottom of this. Oh, it's his tag. It just came right off. And I took a look at it. It has like the narrowest little band of cardboard in the world. So I guess that was inevitable. Yeah, that's really going to ruin the white balance, huh? That's fun. It's true, you have found some bear Squirtles, but I don't think enough bears had been guessed over enough time to learn the secret of the detective bear homage. Yeah, that'll do it. So again, we'll finish this off next Friday, ideally. And then next Saturday is the big day. I mean, I think we'll still do some sort of Halloween special, but in my mind, this is like the big special just because it's inclined to be an event, and also a lot of people were saying they wouldn't be available closer to Halloween to like attend streams. So we'll see how it plays out. Hopefully we get some people to join in and people enjoy it and we have a good time. But you know, this next Saturday, isn't that the 12th? Oh, I see. It's saying it's the 6th because now it's Sunday. Yeah. Next Saturday, the 12th. So thanks everybody for watching. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being you. And I hope to see you again soon. Until I do, take care of yourselves and remember that you are clawsome.